Yo, Flirbs, how are you all doing this fine evening? I hope you're all doing well. Well, it's good to be here. Sorry we started a bit late. Had a bit of a mini presentation with Adam Meakin. But I'm looking forward to that. We got PJ Cruikshank, Michael Kahn, Neil Constantino, and Spuddy Taylor in. How are you guys doing?
Oh, good, man. Oh, good. Oh, good.
Yo.
Right.
That's good to see
Brilliant.
you guys.
Yeah, fantastic. And you, Flats, as usual. It's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
You have 6 followers now on Rumble, by the way.
I saw. Yeah, guys, thank you for joining Rumble. I got a Rumble account now. I want to see if I can start streaming and putting videos on there as well. I did link it to my YouTube account now, so that's cool. Because we always need a backup.
Absolutely.
Definitely. So yeah, tonight it's about from the atheists, some atheist group on YouTube or whatever. But anyway, the atheist thinks logically. We got 12 votes. Yes, they wants they wants to think so, 42%, and no because of bias, 62%.
Can you be logically an atheist?
Not really. It's kind of contradiction. It's an oxymoron. Because the same atheists that are claiming there's no God are the same atheists that hate God. How do you hate something you believe doesn't exist?
Exactly. I've seen that 1,000 times where they blame they tell you no, there's no God at all. Evolution did this. There's no way there's a God. And then they start saying, yeah, for God, yeah. I mean, they start saying things like, oh well, God took my kid away, and God did this, and God did that. I mean, they're like, well, if you don't believe in anything, who are you? Like you say, who are you getting angry at?
Exactly. Yeah, and I mean, they say the actual definition from an atheist is to believe there's no God, and then they claim they don't have a belief. Yeah, it's a belief.
Yeah.
So everything about an atheist is oxymoron. It's contradictory. So yeah, but yeah, it's good to have everybody. I'm just gonna say hi to everybody in chat quickly. PJ, I see you in there. Good to see you. Ryan S, haven't seen you in a long time, mate. Good to see you. XP Black Ice, thank you for coming, mate. Jeff Conkel, hello. Yo, Mirren Bra, good to see you. Level Up, always good to see you. Carl Apple, thank you for coming. Jeff Gas said hello. And Angle of Elevation, good to see you. Jolly Man and Derek Nelson, thank you guys all for coming. Thank you for coming. So anyway, I've got my link for Rumble up here. If you guys would please click it and join my Rumble so I can be able to start streaming. I just needed 5 and I got 6 followers, so I will be able to start streaming on there as well, which is amazing. And then Neil is still short on his cash for his car, guys. So Neil, do you have any thing you want to? I heard you said you're gonna sing for the money.
No. I said I'm going to send some people to see some of you people that are not kicking me up some money.
He's not doing it, they're getting whacked.
I'm in Brooklyn now, so I'm really feeling like a gangster.
Yeah, he showed us some video of Brooklyn there. You know, it's like intimidated by this old Jewish couple walking past. There were some pigeons.
That's funny. I want to say thank you to everybody. You guys are great. I'm $235 short, so I'm almost there.
Almost there, yeah. Thanks, guys. Level Up just stuck the link there. Please do click it and please donate, even if it's $1, guys. Think about it. Tin of Coke or helping Neil that he can get to work. Okay, so tonight's going to be an interesting one. I don't know if you guys have heard about Dr. Dan Boucher, or I think his name is Batcher, before.
Again, no. Not good.
Well, anyway, this is actually like a 5-year-old video.
All right.
I haven't watched it, but I thought it was an interesting title, and it was on a special page. Let me see what the name of the page. I keep forgetting the name of the page. Let's get to the link. Oh, let me pause it here. Sorry, guys. Well, anyway, this is... actually, there we go. I don't need it to play. I just need the link. Okay, he's from. He was interviewed on The Thinking Atheist. There we go. That's the name.
Thinking atheist.
Yeah, Dr. Batcheldor. Dan Batcheldor is an astrophysicist, educator, and author. In the short video, he talks about education, religion, conspiracy, flat earth, and how an honest examination of the cosmos can give us some healthy perspective. Hey, Alan, good to see you, mate. Nathan, also good to see you. Yeah, Alan's flying over the flat pond as we speak, guys. So he's going to take some videos of the nice flat earth for us.
Nice, nice.
Okay, so you guys ready to hop into it?
Let's do it, man.
Okay, let's do this.
I'm an astrophysicist, which means I study the physics of the universe. So the light that comes from all of the objects in the universe, and now even the gravitational waves that we can detect coming from the universe, allows us to form physical models of the stars and the galaxies and the planets and even the universe itself.
Yeah, that's a joke.
How does he do that then?
Yeah, exactly.
How did he get the distance to the sun?
No, but
How does he know?
but
to the sun?
physical. The keywords are physical.
Yeah, physics.
Go on then, show us one of them.
Yeah, show us this physicality that he's claiming.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, guys, if you haven't already, hit the likes and share the show. Really appreciate it. Yeah, because he's claiming they're building physical. They're doing physics. Astrophysics is definitely not physics, even though they've claimed it as physics. They just look at the sky and they say, oh, I'm looking back in time. And this is how far it has to be. And then I see this anomaly. So I'm going to have a scientific hypothesis that's not even science to begin with. And then make claims about it and then build a model on it. And that's what keeps changing because it's not science. There's no science about it, no physics about it. It's all just a belief system.
Can I also ask what are gravitational waves?
Yeah, exactly.
Waves of gravity. Like, that makes no sense either.
But I thought
he's not up to a good start, is he, so far?
I thought there was no such thing as gravitational waves, to be honest.
Yeah. So gravity, it makes itself. That gravity is not real. It's a force. It's not a force, but acts as a force. Now does waves as well. Does it? It's crazy. Something it doesn't exist does waves as well as having a force to it. That's crazy stuff, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad you understand it, PJ.
Absolutely.
No, but how do you have waves in space? That's an oxymoron.
Yeah, exactly. There's no friction in space, is there? Allegedly.
Hey Richard G, good to see you.
There's nothing there to create a wave. I mean, how's it got to happen?
It reminds me of when the guy on the so-called ISS lets a hammer drop or something. Oh no, or what was it? A playing card, and he claimed a gravitational pocket.
Yeah. Jolly man just said gravity wells.
Ah man, what a start! Hey, time lapse, good to see you. Thank you for coming. And Richard G, hello. What? In 2016, Dan Batcheldor published the book Astronomy Saves the World. What? No, Jesus saves the world.
Yeah.
That's what it should say, not astronomy.
No.
Astronomy Saves the World is a book that demonstrates that astronomy is full of basic maths and basic physics that can actually help develop critical thinking skills to the K through 12 audience. I think this is incredibly important because the K through 12 audience is going to be the next generation of scientists, engineers, math.
K through 12. It sounds like a program that he's pushing. Hey, Moomin Rider. Good to see you. Jeff Gassett, yeah. Rumble wants my address. No, it never wanted my address. You don't need to put your actual address, though, Jeff.
Oh, it's probably,
it's probably yeah, but I think it's just you can put your address if you want to, but you don't really put your because I think it's for monetization issues.
I didn't put an address in for mine.
No,
I did. I thought you had to.
Must be a book of fiction. Exactly. I'll agree. Hey, Rachie, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Space-time waves, therefore, must have physical properties like Einstein later claimed.
What's critical thinking got to do with looking at lights in the sky and then making stories up about them?
Yeah, and is astronomy a science? Is it? I don't think so.
Nope. And he says it's physics. Okay.
Yeah.
Usually physics involves physical things happening. Okay.
Right.
How are they claiming that it's physical? How do you know it's physical?
You can touch it. It's got substance.
Without experiment, there is no science.
Yep. Hey, Brian, good to see you, mate. Yo, Flurfs.
Oh yeah. Brian Stabley, how you doing, man? How you doing?
It's to brainwash the children, exactly. That's all it is, dude.
That's right.
Politicians and even voters.
Superstition versus science. Wow, that should be interesting.
Huh? I wonder what the superstition is he's got to come up with it.
Moving right. I bought some guava juice today. Yours looked so good the other day. I haven't tried yet. Guava juice is awesome.
I think there is a science literacy problem across a lot of the world. The education systems seem to be going backwards. We want to be able to develop the natural talents and passions that students have so that they go on to have happy and fulfilling lives. I know this is an anecdote, but in my...
While they show children with a telescope looking and teaching them, look, it's a burning ball of plasma. Billions of light years away. You're looking into the past.
Yeah, that's it.
I want to know what constitutes superstition for an atheist? What gives him the moral ground to say what's superstition and not?
Well, that's right. If he doesn't believe in anything.
I don't say that word doesn't exist, does it, to an atheist?
Nope.
Oh yeah, exactly.
My own personal experience, I was brought up in the traditional way of church is what you do on Sunday morning. And I actually think that it was one of the first scientific studies that I did was to go back to the original literature and read it from the source.
That's not science, mate. Going back to the original literature and reading the source is not science.
Yeah.
And this is see what I'm saying? Why we say when you get astrophysicists and astronomers, they aren't scientists, people. They don't do science.
They definitely don't.
They pseudoscience.
Astronomers observe. That's it.
They're pseudoscientists.
Exactly.
Yep, he wanted a nation of workers, not thinkers, exactly, Travis. But I mean, it's crazy. So in other words, we're taking this guy's an atheist now, and he says he used to go every Sunday to church. But the way he's placing it, like, doesn't really sound very convincing, does it? Let's just quickly go 10 seconds back and listen how he's trying to word this. Another 10 seconds.
Personal experience, I was brought up in the traditional way of church is what you do on...
See, traditional way is church is what you do. What the hell is that? What is church is what you do every Sunday? That's not a traditional way. That's just trying to make Christianity look like it's some kind of chore. I mean, I'm a Christian. I don't go to church because, Now, when we do go, but it's not like I'm there every Sunday. Because a church doesn't make a Christian.
No, of course not. And it's hard to get a church that follows the right doctrines. And do you know what I mean? I mean, I know every church has got its flaw, but nowadays there's a lot of churches that got a lot.
The problem with the churches today is they have to fall under what the government lets them preach.
That's right. That's what they get told what to preach now, and you should be preaching Christ crucified. That's it. That's it.
Exactly.
Sunday morning. And I actually think that it was one of the first scientific studies that I did was to go back to the original literature and read it from the source. And I got a couple of pages in, put it down, and walked away.
Wow.
I must be a scientist then.
Aye.
I read Bible every day.
Aye. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, but I mean,
Scientist. Go on, Professor, dude. Professor Khan. Nice.
yeah, but I mean, that's the thing. Did you see the bias he already had there?
Aye. Aye, of course.
I went and I read the original literature, got through a few pages and put it down and just left.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like
You know why, don't you?
yeah, because
Because you read Genesis and realized, oh no.
exactly. That's the whole thing. That's what I'm trying to say. It contradicts his worldview. So the
Yeah.
cognitive dissonance was just too much for him. He couldn't take it.
Yeah. People that do that with Genesis. People that can't handle the fact that Genesis it shows you creation. Just turn around and tell you that it's allegory, that it's metaphorical. You know what I mean? That it's figurative.
Yeah, poetic.
No, it's literature. It's literal. I was about to say literature then. It's literal.
The
A
Genesis
bit like
account.
pointing at a light and claiming it's a ball of gas.
A bit like that as well.
Yeah, but it's crazy. But I mean, the guy literally conceded now. He didn't even read through the whole source. He made up his mind without even reading everything. So what does that
Right.
tell you? The guy just rushes to conclusions without reading, getting all the evidence.
That's it.
Because
That's
he's
it.
claiming it's scientific. Well, if it was so-called scientific, as you put it, even on a philosophical way, you would still require to read the whole thing and
Aye.
then come to your conclusion. But he read a few pages, as you said, and then he just left.
That's it.
Yeah, cosmology noun, a branch of metaphysics that deals with the nature of the universe. A theory or doctrine describing the natural order of the universe. A branch of astronomy that deals with origin, structure, and space-time relationships of the universe. What is metaphysics, people? Metaphysics, a division of philosophy. So would that be a belief, opinion?
That's definitely opinion and belief. Yeah.
So not science.
No, can't be.
Mm.
Where's the experimentation now?
Yeah. So that's actually a good one to brought up. Thank you, Paula, for that.
Absolutely.
And ever since then, I've remembered that anything that you hear, you should go back and read the literature, do the literature review, see what it's all about. And I think
Sorry.
Like you did.
Yeah, like
Like
you did. Read all what it's all about. But you just said 2 seconds ago you read the first few pages and then left it. Wow.
Jack Nicholson said at the press, "You can't handle the truth." That's the angle of elevation.
But I think this is sticking. Yeah, no, because he's of a bias. 75%. I think that's very telling. Definitely a bias, guys.
if we were to encourage that type of scientific thinking earlier and earlier in life, especially in the K through 12 environment, religion may not have such a heavy hold on society that it does.
So his problem is it doesn't conform to his belief system, so therefore a different belief system is now wrong.
Well, of course, it's bigotry.
Yeah, it's a bigot. That's exactly. Atheists are bigots, guys.
Yeah.
How dare you not believe what I believe? And then when you say, okay, but why are you going out of your way then to debate against it if you don't believe in it? No. I mean, let's take Matt Dillahunty, for instance. The guy used to be a Christian, apparently, okay, for a while, he says. And then he became an atheist. I don't know how that works. And he's been on the atheist activism thing going against Christians. I mean, their whole thing in life is to turn people away from Christianity to atheism. That's their goal in life. And that's recently he's left that organization though because they kind of did him in. But anyway, if you claim to be an atheist that you don't care if what people believe, then why do you go out of your way to try and get people to convert to your religion? Yes, atheism is a religion. You understand? It's contradictory.
Mm-hmm.
You believe in a God. I don't care about your God, but I hate him so much.
Yeah.
I hate your God. I used to believe him, but now I don't. So I'm going to do everything I can to make sure you don't believe him either. Makes so much sense. Yeah, it's just.
I think keeping his job probably drives his motives.
Oh yeah, this guy has to. He's a astrophysicist. So, yeah, but the I think that's also one thing why astrophysicists want to push Bible out of society, because it does teach against the heliocentric model, and they know this.
Yeah, Bible totally does away with everything they think's real.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
What's an atheist? What's that?
It's an oxymoron. It's
It
a
is.
walking oxymoron.
Yep. Exactly. A belief in nothing is a belief.
Only one problem: whether you believe in God or not, it still exists, and you're still going to meet him on their judgment.
Exactly. It doesn't matter what they believe. The truth is the truth.
Yeah, but like we said, it takes more faith to believe there's no God than there is
Yeah.
to believe in God. Who's going to lose more one day when you die?
Well,
Let's
exactly.
let's put a scenario up. We have us that walk with God, okay, and then you have those that don't believe there's a God, which is actually stupid because they actually do believe because they hate him or whatever. Now they believe there's nothing once you die, okay? So
Yeah.
what's the use of doing good? What's the use
Well,
of doing anything? You know, you can do what the hell you want. You don't have a moral standing point. Now you can say you would like to do good, but what is good according to you? Now, like I'm saying, we put this in the scenario. We die knowing we have an eternal life through Jesus. They die saying they don't. Now we both die.
Uh-oh.
We drive together in a car and we have an accident. We both die. Okay? Jesus welcomes us. But now they find, oh shit, I believed you didn't exist. You
It's a
understand?
foolish bet.
Exactly.
It
And
really is.
yeah. So who's got more to lose? If we both die one day and we just find there's nothing, or we both die one day to find there is God. The guy that
That's
believed.
the most annoying.
Sorry? That's the most annoying?
No, that wasn't me. I'm sorry, Flats.
No, because they're saying that just they have a lot more to lose than us.
Yeah.
If we die and there's no God, which is anyway impossible, then there's just nothing. But if
Yeah.
we die and there is a God and they rejected him, well, you know where they're going.
Well,
And it was
yeah.
their own choice. They can't blame God. And this is a sickness a lot of the atheists have. They say, oh, but if God's so loving, then why is he sending me to hell?
Because he's just.
Because he's a just God, exactly. You chose to be separated from. That's what hell is, separation from God. And the mere fact that actually fight against us and say, if God's so loving, then you're not an atheist because then you believe there's a God. You just don't trust him. You just don't want to be with him. That's what I'm saying. So I say, every way you look at it, atheist is just an oxymoron. It's a contradiction.
Absolutely. Can you imagine not having God in your corner? You know what I mean? Absolutely. Like divided from God, not being able to see him, not knowing whatsoever. It just be despair, be awful.
Exactly.
Brothers weeping, wailing, and gnashing the teeth. Doesn't sound nice, does it?
Nope. But like I said, it wasn't created for us. We have the choice to be separated from God or not. It's not like you don't have a choice. So the only person you can blame for being there is yourself.
today.
Oh, look what he's showing.
Oh,
Flat
yeah.
Earthers and showing Flat Earth Society, guys.
Mm-hmm. No doubt.
Yeah, but Rachie, the problem with morals is the atheists don't have morals they don't have a foundation for morals. What gives you your morals as an atheist? To an atheist, go down to a person and beat them for nothing could be good morals. That's good to them because they don't have a foundation to draw the line what's good, not.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So they can just decide one day, well, to me, I can, because I only care about myself. There's just no meaning in life. I can go and I can just start doing what I want and just die one day and not have to face consequences for it. There's no morals. There's no moral judgment for anything. So you can do what you want. Even if it makes you feel good that you think you're doing good, the morals you're basing your goodness on is based on Christian values.
Mm-hmm.
It's based on a godly value system that was installed to you from birth.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
One of the benefits and indeed flaws of the internet is that you get to see a huge spectrum of opinion. And one of the extremes of this spectrum that we do see is with the flat earthers. So we're
Extremes of the spectrum. Yeah, I think the internet kind of backfired on the people that didn't want the flat earth to come out, did they?
Mm-hmm. So we're now the flat earthers, not just flat earthers now. We're just the flat earthers.
Why
Well,
is
that
it-
was fine.
But I find it
You
very
know.
interesting. This guy keeps on bringing up the Flat Earth Society. Check there. Flat Earth
Mhm.
Society.
Yeah. Oh, is that what it says in the top? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, of course. I mean, no, I've never seen that. Well,
definitely come across them online. In fact, I purposefully have joined several Flat Earth Society Facebook groups just to
Flat Earth Society Facebook. Why are you joining Flat Earth Society Facebook groups? I thought this guy's supposed to be some brilliant, logical thinker.
yeah. Facebook's the place to do that. Mm.
I think we should actually have this discussion with
Yeah,
with
it's
some
okay.
atheists and stuff on morality and stuff.
Mm. Mm.
Because it is something that's really good touch. Because just like Trevor says, his friend just said, "I live my life to the fullest," and he had nothing to say. Exactly, it gets down to personal preference because they don't have morals at the end of the day. What is living life to the fullest to them? To him, life to the fullest could just be helping old ladies cross the street, where to someone else it could be beating up little children for fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right.
You don't
Right.
know. I mean, look at Andrew Tate for Pete's sake. What's his goal in life? To be a misogynist and misuse women as objects the whole time. Obviously, he's claiming to be Muslim now and used to be Christian apparently, but I highly doubt that. Just hiding behind the religion. It's sick. There's no one.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have values and morals to base on if you're an atheist, because your atheist morals are based on yourself, self-worship. You can do what you want because you don't have consequences to pay for it. So you might think, oh, I feel good if I go and what I say I'm doing good, but that what you say you're doing good is based on Christian morals. That's already in society. If Christians didn't give those morals as good, would you still see them as good? Would you see them as good if you weren't brought up to think they're good?
That's right. That's right. I mean, that's right. If you were brought up to think a dog's tail was a fifth leg, and nobody else ever told you any different, that's what you believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Paula, no, I was with Andrew Tate. I'm saying he's brought up Muslim as his new religion to hide behind it, because it matches what he's been doing. It justifies his belief on subjugating against women. That's why. That's my point. Because the guy is a narcissist, and he thinks he can do what he wants and get away with it. And it's good to see that him and his brother got arrested, by the way. They got charged.
Did his brother get arrested as well?
Yeah, they both got
I knew,
arrested.
I knew he did. I know he was in prison for a bit. Didn't know his brother was.
Oh, Paul is just responding to time-lapse stuff. Okay.
All right. I actually thought she was
Yeah.
talking to you. Nice. Oh well, you got an answer anyway. Level up. Me, Paula. I was going to call a level up there.
Get a sense of what's going on there. And for me, there's something quite special about the Flat Earth Society. When we talk about conspiracies, you can kind of gauge how desperate that conspiracy has to be by the number of people that have to be involved. And in the case of the Flat Earth Society, it's not just a question of governments and the airline industry and every country.
We usually get this argument a lot. Hey Titan, good to see you. We get this a lot. Oh, if they're all in on it, why is no one talking out about it?
Aye.
I don't know how much time to put this. Compartmentalization.
Mm-hmm.
And if you brought up to think
there is people who talk about it though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, like you said, yeah, compartment. My life, I can't even say that word. Yeah.
But I mean, think about it. If someone comes and they study now in university to, let's say, do the programming at NASA, okay? They believe they're doing something that's literally creating things to go to space, okay? So they believe that. But that's all they get conditioned to believe. That's all they get conditioned. And when they get to work at NASA doing this, or at any other space agency for whatever, that is what they see they're doing. So they're saying, oh, because I'm doing it, so therefore it means it must be real.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all it is. It doesn't mean they don't believe that they're lying. What they're doing, they think they're doing truth.
Exactly.
I mean, that's why you see this passion on all these employees there and stuff, because they literally believe they're going to this place. It's just how it works. That's how indoctrination works. That's how mind control works. The guys don't have to think they're lying if they don't know they're lying. You have to actually know it's false to be lying. They don't know it.
Space program, all of the technology that we use that's based on satellite imagery, but it's even members of the Flat Earth Society themselves, because if you're a flat earther in New York, calling one of your flat earth colleagues in Los Angeles and simply ask them a question about the current altitude of the sun.
Current altitude of the sun. It's kind of gets with what Adam was talking about in the beginning before we started the show. What's the altitude of the sun? How do you know what the altitude is? It's an apparent altitude angle, guys. Not an actual.
The Flat Earth Society member in Los Angeles has to lie to you.
What? Let's go back. He says has to lie to you. For what?
In Los Angeles and simply ask them a question about the current altitude of the sun. The Flat Earth Society member in Los Angeles has to lie to you in order to maintain your flat Earth worldview.
Wow, that's quite a bold claim. He has to lie to you. Sorry, Michael, you guys, is the sun still up by you guys at the moment?
No, it's going down.
You guys lied to me. You see, now we have to keep this belief system. You're lying to me. I don't believe you.
You don't. You want me to take a picture?
I'm not bothered what you believe.
Yeah. Do you want me to take a picture and prove it to you?
Wow. I mean, really. So they have to lie to each other to believe, keep the belief.
Yeah, exactly.
I love how he just decides what they have to do. And yeah, Flat Earth Society, definitely not flat earthers.
Nothing flat Earth about them.
And so the Flat Earth Society members, it's a particularly special, a particularly extreme case, I think, for these conspiracy spectrum type problems, in that not only does it have to be everyone in the world, but it includes even members of the Flat Earth Society involved in essentially a personal global conspiracy.
Wow. I just actually have no comment for that.
No. No, man.
Yeah, we've already explained. There's no global conspiracy of Flat Earth Society members, whatever, lying to each other to keep the faith. That's a conspiracy. The Flat Earth Society is just simply controlled opposition.
Yeah.
That's all. They're trying to make Flat Earth look as stupid as possible, so people like you think you are thinking logically is actually just they playing on your bigoted emotions and bias assumptions to think because you think it's real, therefore no one else can have it as real. It's crazy.
It is.
Against one person. That's just an incredible situation to be in. It's astounding.
Epiphany and conspiracy.
So there appears.
So is that now over for the Flat Earth? Was just talk about Flat Earth Society and say they all have to lie to each other to keep it?
Yeah.
Okay.
To be this group of people that somehow have an epiphany about the physical construct of the universe and how their idea that they had whilst falling asleep at night or whilst they're in the shower in the morning is somehow, despite their complete lack of understanding of basic physics, is somehow a magical explanation of how the universe works.
What? This guy making more claims that people are just stupid. Is that what he's saying?
Pretty much.
Somehow these people are just dumb. They think they know physics, but no, they don't actually. Just trust me. Because that's all I'm getting.
Because he wears a tie. Trust him.
So this guy is just, he knows it all. Everybody else that doesn't say the same as him is just stupid. Okay.
And I think people have become more and more confident in recent decades because of some of the popularization of scientists, beginning perhaps with Darwin and Einstein. And
Darwin, a scientist. What science has Darwin done? Anybody show me a scientific hypothesis Darwin has ever brought out?
Bachelor's in masonry.
But show me a hypothesis that Darwin has brought out, please.
Wow.
Exactly.
What the hell?
I know what happened. An apple hit him in the head once, though. No, that was Newton. Sorry, I'm getting them mixed up. But yeah, no, some scientists are wrong.
It was a dodo that hit Darwin in head.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Can I just point out that people's ideas in the shower have as much validity as his pseudoscience?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I don't know. Doc Brown invented the time machine.
Yeah,
Right?
he did, man.
Bathroom and he fell in his head, and he came out with the flux capacitor.
It's it. That's it, dude. That makes everything. That makes time travel possible. Without a doubt, definitely. I can't believe I got Darwin and Newton mixed up in my head. Just
Doc's got a flat earth clock.
crazy. That's so crazy. I got them mixed up.
now we see Krauss, for example. But these people are coming up with these crazy ideas that
Paula, I do see your messages popping up. So I don't know. Maybe you might have to leave and come back. See what's happening.
completely miss fundamental physics. One of the most popular that I see is called the electric universe, and that is.
Yeah, I hope Wits and them are listening.
Yeah.
A hypothesis that says you can describe almost any process in the universe in terms of a frequency of a wave, and how there's a very simple explanation that doesn't have a limit to the speed of light, that doesn't require quantum mechanics, that doesn't.
Okay, this I have to disagree with you on. Speed of light is only a assumption that it's two-way. No one knows if it's one-way or not.
Wasn't it just an agreed upon number?
Yep, exactly. Hey, Globe Turd Society, thank you for coming. Yeah, it's just agreed upon a number, and that's them having the assumption that it's two-way speed of light. So,
Science by consensus, then.
yep, so
Yeah.
it's not science then.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It's like having a chat about this, and we'll just agree that that's that, and yeah, let's do that. You know what I mean? That's how is that science? Where's the experimentation? It's just there's nothing scientific about it.
Yep.
Require general relativity, and so this electric universe type theory is something that I see time after time after time, but it misses some very fundamental physics, and just with a more
What fundamental physics would that be? For once, I'd love them to actually explain when they say, "Oh, you don't understand." Explain why. Don't just say the words. Explain why. That'd be great.
rigorous introductory physics class, the proponent of that type of theory would understand why it's absolutely inconsistent with the physical and observational evidence that we do have about the nature of our universe.
Ah, so in other words, it goes against your belief of how the so-called universe works. So therefore, it's wrong. That's what he's saying, actually, guys.
Mm-hmm.
So because he thinks it's gravity, and someone else says, well, no, it's actually just electromagnetism or whatever they like pushing or whatever their nonsense is. But because they say it's something different than what you're saying, so therefore it's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know what that's called, mate? Bigotry.
Absolutely.
This guy should be called Dr. Bigot.
Ah.
Yeah. And he's projecting a lot of these things on other people, guys. Ooh, persuasion through science. Science doesn't persuade.
No.
Just
what
have to
end
put
is
that
that?
out.
Is that?
Yeah.
It's not. That's stupid. Science doesn't persuade. It proves.
Yeah. Science is evidence.
Exactly.
Okay. So you go and you make a deduction based on the evidence presented. It doesn't
Right.
persuade or anything.
No, that's
It's
just
got
like
nothing to do about persuasion.
no.
Well, I think people really do feel a little embarrassed when people present them with evidence that's logical but flies in the face of their public opinion. And
Yeah, like you've been doing. Congratulations. Just like when you said in the beginning, you went and read the original text, like of the Bible. You read the first few pages and just walked away. Oh, it's a projection.
He's appealing to evidence, but he's not shown us any.
Exactly.
No, at all.
That's actually all he's doing. Correct. He hasn't shown any evidence for anything. He's making a whole bunch of claims
Yeah.
and projecting a lot, but he's not bringing anything. I mean, usually when you try and make a claim like that, you actually bring up something to back it up. You bring evidence to back it up, but he's not doing any of it.
it's been said before. I think Daniel Dennett is the guy that started to popularize this. That there is no nice way of telling somebody that they're wrong, and people don't like being told that they're wrong.
Yeah, you don't like being told that you're wrong if you give if you have a ego and you're prideful.
That's right.
I can be proved wrong. I don't mind being proved wrong.
Yeah.
Being told I'm wrong is different.
Yeah, there's a difference being told wrong and being proven wrong. Exactly. I mean,
Yeah, that's quite good. That Spud. Yeah, like how you.
I mean, we all ate some humble pie when we realized it's not a globe, correct?
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's not like we just woke up one day and said, "Oh, I love being ridiculed. Let's become flat earthers."
No, exactly. Yeah. I mean, like when I became a flat earther, for me, when it was just the penny just dropped for me. It was no cognitive dissonance or anything, but it was still embarrassing to say you're a flat earther. You know what I mean? At the time, definitely. Now I don't give a crap.
Exactly. Timelapse says, "Lol, projecting bigotry is an immovable passion or bias for a side, aka flat earthers present here." No, this guy's simply showing to be a bigot. All he's been doing is saying, you don't believe what I believe, so therefore you're wrong and stupid. That's all he's been showing. That's called bigotry in a nutshell, Timelapse.
It's not even what we believe, it's what the controlled opposition believe.
Exactly.
He's not even done any research.
Nope.
Right.
At all.
Right.
They would rather double down on their misconceptions rather than open up and change their mind.
Yeah, like when we ask Globers, demonstrate gas pressure without containment.
I was just about to say that. I will double down on that argument every day.
Exactly.
Did you guys see Professor Phil Bell's latest excuse this morning on that? Yeah, I posted a community post.
Oh, I never seen it, dude. No.
Let's
I'll
go
have to have a
see.
look.
Because I put out a challenge for them yesterday.
Look at it.
And the excuses came like as in...
Wow. Nice.
Okay. He's first of all, it's a mute point. So my challenge is a mute point.
Yeah.
It hasn't even dawned on Flatzoid that you require gravity to get the SF6, that would be sulfur hexafluoride, guys, to fill the tank in the first place.
Stop there.
Exactly.
What's gravity, Phil? What's gravity, Phil?
Yeah, exactly.
But you
First
understand.
sentence is tripped over straight away.
Yeah, exactly. But also the problem here is not understanding. Did we ask for a demonstration or him to make excuses why he's not demonstrating it?
Well,
we made a very specific thing.
Yeah. Have we got onto Phil Bell?
Just showing a point that these guys make excuses to double down on not changing when they're wrong. Okay?
Yeah.
The point is, you guys, Globers, you have never ever once in your life been able to demonstrate gas pressure without containment. You have, however, been able to show your belief by pointing to the sky and saying pressure gradient gravity.
Yeah.
Okay? That is not a demonstration. That is just showing you you have a belief and you use every excuse in the book to concede that you cannot demonstrate your belief. And this is exactly what Phil Bell is doing here. When you guys ask us to demonstrate pressure gradients in containment, we do so. Okay? We are able to do so. We actually show it. But when we ask you guys to do your demonstration, this is what I get. Gravity. Gravity is not a force. Okay? And this is, why does the FF6 fall into the tank in the first place? Because it's denser, Phil. It's denser than the air around it. That's why. But it will still dissipate into the surrounding system. What causes F6 to stay there for any length of time in the container in the first place? Again, it's denser, Phil. It takes longer for a denser gas to disperse. These little facts went right over his head. No, it definitely didn't. The fact that I told you to do this inside a vacuum tells me that you didn't listen. Okay, then he goes. It would take a lot less than that to keep SF6 from dispersing into the atmosphere. Showing he does not listen. I specifically said do it in a vacuum chamber, correct?
You did.
So where's the atmosphere in a vacuum chamber? Yeah. Here are two example ways to achieve it. maintaining the ambient temperature at or below 209 Kelvin. First of all, did I say anything about temperature? Or did I just say use your gravity to hold it down? So he's appealing now to gas behavior. So already defeating his own argument and validating mine. You're required to change the gas behavioral tendencies of the gas to keep it there. And it doesn't keep it there indefinitely, by the way. Ensure the sides of the tank are 2 meters or more above the normal surface level of the gas. So in other words, also, he doesn't understand. In a vacuum. This can be observed by floating a sheet of paper on the surface of the gas and measuring the distance of the top of the side. In either case, the SF6 will remain in the tank indefinitely, held down by gravity.
Whoa, bold claim. I think Phil needs to prove that.
And that's my whole point. He makes a bold claim. So where's your demonstration, Phil? I mean, the guy even moaned with me today saying CO2 pooling. The people, because I say if you have your gravity, think about it. If gravity is so strong and holding these gases down, why aren't we all just dead from CO2 pooling by now? Because the CO2 will be flooding us everywhere. We would not be able to breathe because of CO2.
Yeah, exactly.
We're asking for demonstration without a container, though.
Yeah.
And a tank is a container, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That I that's why I said I'm actually giving it to them.
Yeah.
Okay, by saying, fine, take a container, aka a vacuum chamber, stick another container in there with a gas, any gas you want. Use sulfur hexafluoride, it doesn't matter. Then open the partition and then show us that gas staying in there indefinitely. So I'm giving them by ignoring containment, okay? Because they specifically say gravity holds the gas down.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you open that containment in the vacuum and it disperses, therefore your belief is shown false. Because the atmosphere, as you put it, is not in that vacuum chamber. So you can't claim that the vacuum, the atmosphere is bouncing and hitting it out to disperse it. If you've removed it, you don't have an argument. But the problem you have is you've used 2 containments to make the demonstration. So yeah, that's why they failed to do it.
I still think the demonstration's kind of mute, though, because it's a bit of a false equivalence. Because it's a small vacuum chamber. As soon as you put the gas in there, it's not really a vacuum anymore. You'd need something. You'd need something with the equivalent size of the claimed space for the gas to actually
let me just show you.
expand into.
Let me try
How
to
much does this sulfur hexafluoride cost?
Not my problem. I mean, they can ask McToon to buy it for them. I mean, he's got like $10,000 just sitting in escrow for people. So
exactly, he keeps trying to give out $10,000. People keep doing his crap, and he says it's not done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So let's say this is a vacuum chamber. I mean, they can go to the Sandusky, Ohio Sandusky vacuum chamber. That's quite large. Should be large enough for them if they want to go and scale. Okay? Just stick another box inside there that's got the gas inside. So it's got all the gas inside bouncing around all over the place. That's a vacuum. There's no gas. There's no gas particles in. Well, obviously there's 1 or 2 because it's a vacuum. You're never going to get a perfect vacuum. But there's nothing. Okay. This would be their space. This would be Earth. Now they have to open this. And now they have to say the gas that's in there has to stay in there. It's not going to fill the available volume. You get it now, Spuddy?
Yeah, I get it now.
Because they claim gravity has to hold this gas down in here indefinitely without going into the available system. Because this would represent Earth and this would represent space. Because they say gas go down, go boom boom.
We do.
Yep.
But we know instantly that that's not going to happen though, because of entropy.
Exactly. And that's why I say they have to make excuses for it instead of just demonstrating it.
Of course, the heart of the scientific method is in changing your mind based on
What? The heart of the scientific is in changing your mind. Scientific method doesn't give a damn about your mind and what you believe. It's an empirical method. That's it.
Yeah.
It doesn't care about your mind or what you believe. That's why it's pseudoscience, mate. Well done. You're a pseudoscientist. Wow.
Some of these dudes, they say things and then surely they must realize later what they said. You know what I mean? They contradict.
Like, look at this globe turd society. They're both positive pressure systems. No shit, Sherlock. There's no such thing as a negative pressure system. You can't have less than nothing. But yeah, I have no idea. Told no, Richard. Wow.
new evidence. And so this is one reason I think astronomy is going to be such a powerful tool if we start developing that type of curriculum early in the K through 12 environment. It encourages people.
So in other words, he's now saying we're encouraging so they can indoctrinate people. That's exactly what he's saying now. Get them while they're young. Let's go back, because that's what I'm getting.
Misconceptions rather than open up and change their mind. Of course, the heart of the scientific method is in changing your mind based on new evidence. And so this is one reason I think astronomy is going to be such a powerful tool if we start developing that type of curriculum early in the K through 12 environment.
There we go. He's literally pushing indoctrination, guys. That's what he's saying. Get it to the people, get it to the children while they're young with astronomy, so then they already have it in their minds. Wow. Oh, they're not doing it young enough. I mean, switch on the TV, go to YouTube, go anywhere you want, anywhere you see, it's just space, space, space. Gravity this, gravity that. Heck, you go to churches today, the nativity story, they have Jesus in space.
Yeah.
It's sickening.
It is. Especially when we find out it's all a lie. We've been lied to all our lives.
It encourages people to change their minds. It is presenting counterintuitive evidence on the actual structure of the universe.
Cosmic humility. What the hell? Cosmic humility.
What's cosmic humility?
How can the cosmos have humility?
Yeah. How can the cosmos be humble?
That's what I'm saying.
Instead of going around the sun at whatever, like 60,000 million miles an hour, you go around at 30,000 miles an hour just to be a bit more humble. That's just stupid. What?
Wow. Yeah, Moomin Rider. He says our vacation Bible school is all about space this year. I just cringe. Yep.
And you see that lights it was in the background to him. It was meant to be galaxies and everything. That was just a Christmas tree. The camera's looking on a Christmas tree. That's all that was.
Yeah, guys, it's very simple with this gas pressure thing. Okay, you guys.
Flatzoid.
Yeah.
I've just posted a link in chat, right? And there's a kid demonstrating Sulfur X. He's got it in a fish tank with a lid on it. Why need for lid?
Let's check it out.
Imagination Station. We've got
Go
Jeff
to about
in this
1 minute
morning.
47.
1 minute 47. I'm gonna go 1 minute 43, 44.
Why has
a
he
little
got a
bit of
lid
a
on the
special
tank?
gas. I have some sulfur hexafluoride. Can
Okay.
you see it? Isn't it beautiful?
I'd be lying if I told
Yeah, and why's he got a lid on it? I thought gas is... You see, Michael, this is why I say you have to stick it in a vacuum chamber. Because they claim that the reason it goes out is because the atmosphere around it is bombarding to it to push it out. That's what they're claiming. That's what I say. So if you stick this,
But Phil's just claimed in that scenario on that desk on that video that it stays here indefinitely.
exactly.
So that video is debunks Phil then.
Exactly. And I love how he's using a container.
I could see
Isn't
a
it?
difference. I'm not seeing
Okay,
anything.
so it's translucent just like normal air is, so we're gonna have to get a little more clever if we want to see it. So
Okay.
I'm gonna remove.
Now, how are you pulling the lid off here? Explain this
I'm
to
just
me.
pulling this lid off because I've actually put the sulfur hexafluoride in here, and it's 6 times heavier than normal air. And so to see it, I have this is just a normal air balloon, right?
Okay.
I'll take this one from you.
Okay.
All right, we'll just get rid of that.
Exactly, because they will say kinetic energy makes it disperse. There's always an excuse with these clowns. Always. And the sad thing is, they can't demonstrate their belief system, no matter how hard they try.
Go ahead and take that and just place it on top of my tank here.
All right.
Just like you're putting a bobber and some water, and just
Shall I
yeah,
let
just
go?
go ahead and let go. Okay.
Oh.
Very cool.
Isn't
Yeah. So what happens if you leave that lid off?
Yeah, it'll disperse.
That balloon's going to go down,
Down.
down, as the gas disperses into the available volume.
Right.
Entropy.
Mm-hmm.
It's denser, so it takes longer.
that just amazing there? Isn't that
Exactly, Retroball. They have no humility, they have only pride. Good to
Well,
see you, mate. Thank you for coming.
You know what pride comes before?
The fall.
Exactly.
just so cool?
Yep. And if you could see too, the balloon isn't attached to anything or surrounded by anything.
You can go ahead and tap it. You can. It's almost like it's a cork in water. And that's because don't do it too much. You're gonna get rid of all my sulfur hexafluoride. That stuff's expensive.
Don't do too much, you can get rid of all my sulfur. Aw.
What? So what's he got to do? Like pack it back up in there and what? Wow.
Yeah, Rachie, exactly. He says you have to lower the temperature and stick it in a over 2 meter high container to hold it indefinitely.
So now to do with gravity holding it there.
So it's gas behavior then, because he had to change the temperature. Shame. And he used a container. Yeah, Sleeping Warrior, good to see you, mate. Thank you. If gravity was a force and gas go down, go boom boom, why does it use a lid? That's exactly our point.
Expensive, Chris. Okay. Now, it's 6 times heavier than normal air. You know, helium was 6 times lighter. So, what do you think would happen if we inhaled some of this?
Our voice would get.
Okay, yeah. We know what's going to happen. It's going to talk very deep.
Yeah. Like, Luke, I am your father. Oh, no, I am your father.
Time lapse. There's things called righteous judgment, mate.
Types of discoveries that the scientific community is moving towards, particularly in the area of astrophysics, are imaging more and more planets.
That's not science. Imaging more and more planets is somehow science, guys.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was observation.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I must have been wrong. Never mind.
Round stars. We've now developed many techniques. We're developing advanced instrumentation that's going to move towards, I think, within the next several decades, getting an image of an Earth-like planet around a sun-like.
What? Don't you think by now you would have seen something like that? Yeah. It's amazing how these people so badly want to get off Earth. You know why that is, guys? Because God created Earth for us.
Yeah, he certainly did.
He created it for us, guys. And they don't want to be with God. They want to be as far away as possible. So their natural tendency, they want to get to somewhere else, far away.
star. We've seen in the past how astronomy images, astrophysics images have actually provided some kind of societal shift in the way we view our place in the universe.
Yeah, there's so much more people, how can I say, depressed. People have identity crises because they don't think there's a creator. People just don't give a shit about another person next to them because they just see them as an insignificant, by chance, dust, just happen to be here.
Yeah, stardust.
Yeah.
Just stardust.
That's exactly what it is. That societal shift, as you put it, is literally killing a person's identity. It's 180 degrees of the purpose that God created us for. You've taken away people's purpose in life. And he's making it try and sound like it's this brilliant thing. It's sick.
Yes.
We saw the images from Apollo 8.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. You saw images from Apollo 8 that's claimed to be where? A place that violates the natural law of entropy.
Yep.
The second law of thermodynamics is a real thing. It really is. It's a tendency for things to happen. And yet you guys claim it not to happen. So if you claim these photos take place in that natural law violation, you should go and demonstrate to us how you can have gravity holding gas down indefinitely, even though it's not a force. Until you've done that, you've done nothing but show you are gullible and an idiot for believing they are in a place that violates natural law. I think I'll stick with I trust natural law rather than some idiot showing me pictures that can be faked.
Of Earthrise, we saw the blue marble image from
The blue marble image that Mr. Simmons says it's Photoshop, but it has to be.
Apollo 17, I think it was. We saw the pale blue dot.
See, there we go. Pale blue dot. It's like they can take this type of photograph, as they put it, guys, but they can't take photos of satellites in space. They can't take photos of aeroplanes from satellites. They say it's too far, but look what they're taking here. Does that make so much sense to you guys?
As Carl Sagan convinced NASA to turn a Voyager 1 round and take a picture of Earth, we saw what's now the blue orb, which is a picture of Earth taken by the Cassini spacecraft as it was on the far side of...
And then you actually zoom and you look at all this, it looks like painting. Have you guys actually seen this? This Cassini photo, apparently image. If you go to the high res and you look, it looks like it's painted. Doesn't even look real. I mean, look at this. I mean, really. This is supposed to be space, guys.
But it's got stars in the background. I thought you couldn't see stars from space.
Exactly. Well, then they go say, oh, it's just long exposure. But why are we ignoring all these clouds and stuff around here? What's with this fog? I thought it's in a vacuum. There's no air. Correct? It's really odd. These guys keep debunking their own claims without even realizing it. They contradict themselves 24/7.
But the problem with the claim about photos from space is that they're using I think they're using the James Webb telescope to try and change the narrative slightly because, they think they've got things wrong and they're trying to, I don't know, cover their asses maybe. Mm-hmm. But they're using the James Webb telescope to try and, change we were wrong about this and we were wrong about that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Exactly. Yes, satellites orbiting is violating the second law of thermodynamics because they're in a place that violates natural law. So they can't orbit if they're placed in Narnia.
Saturn. But these are all of Earth. We know that we've got a sample of one where life has arisen in the universe. And one of the oldest questions, one of the oldest scientific questions is, are we alone?
That's not a scientific question. That's a
Philosophical.
philosophical. It's a philosophical question. Are we alone in the universe? And that is a astounding no, because there's God. And angels and demons. But no aliens. Sorry to bother you with that. There's definitely no aliens. I was watching a video today. Don't know if you guys know Michael Knowles.
Not sure.
Anyway, he was showing an interview from a actual government official, high-ranking government official that disclosed while he was working there about this whole alien deception thing. He says straight out, it's demons. He says straight out, he says because he's a Christian, he can't keep quiet about it. He can't just let it be. It's not aliens. He says straight away, it's demons.
Of course it is.
Which makes sense. I mean, how else do you think they want to get the demons to be popularized on Earth? Because they got to present them somehow as physical. You know what I mean?
Aye.
And I think the next step forward in that is going to be the image of not Earth itself, but of an Earth-like planet around a sun-like star. I think that is going to really open up some cosmic humility.
Open up cosmic humility. No. The humility has to come from you begging the question, first of all, ignoring natural law, second of all, and you placing your whole worldview and pushing it on other people because of your bias towards this belief system that you've placed. That's it. There's no science at all here. There's nothing but a belief. It's a religion. The heliocentric belief system is a religion.
In the human race itself, and kind of get us to really take pause of our place in this universe.
Our place in this universe. AstronomySavesTheWorld.com. That's a joke. So yeah, that was that video, guys.
Oh yeah, that one done.
Yeah. Guys, if you haven't already, I got a Rumble channel now. I got 7 followers. Yeah, I put the link on top here. Please do click there and follow, because I'm going to start putting some content on Rumble as well. Looking forward to that. So yeah, that was Mr.
Wow.
Bell. So what are your thoughts on that guy?
Oh, another one that doesn't know what he's talking about. I mean, at one point it sounded like he trusted a bit the Flat Earth Society, but then it was like he was like obviously thought they were stupid. But I don't know. He confused me a little bit. He just seems a bit, I don't know, convoluted.
Yeah, no, I did. That's what I said, but all I got from that guy was projecting a lot of his
yeah, that as well.
insecurities
Obviously,
and stuff onto us.
we get that all the time. And
Without any evidence, it was just arguments.
That's right.
And the fact he kept on pushing Flat Earth Society as it being the norm was like, what?
As though that's the only flat earthers there is, even though they're not flat earthers.
Yeah, level. I should be able to stream on Rumble now. I only needed 5. So we'll see tomorrow night. I'm going to try and see if I can stream on Rumble as well. Hopefully. Probably the funny thing is I can't do it on Restream. It doesn't have the option on Rumble. And Rumble's supposed to be there, so I don't know. It really sucks.
Matthew. Thoughts on that guy? He's a shithead.
Matthew? I don't see Matthew.
Matthew Eastman.
Yeah, I don't
He's
see him.
He's the very last comment.
Nope. Paula's
No?
the last on my side. See, check here.
Maybe it'll come up in a second. I don't know.
Let's go back to top chat maybe and back to
Yeah, that's what I do sometimes.
live chat. There's Matthew
Yeah.
Eastman. Okay, yeah. Come on. Hey,
Yeah,
Matthew, thanks for coming, mate.
That's what I do as well.
He's a shithead. That's a good one. But yeah, this video actually went quicker than I thought.
Definitely. Yeah, absolutely.
So, atheists, are they logical thinkers?
Huh.
I'd say no.
No.
So, atheist thinks logically. Out of 52 votes, yes, they want to think so. 23%, no, because of a bias. 77%.
The fantasies, because even their belief in nothing, it's a pure fantasy. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous what they believe.
Yep. Globeturd, that's actually one of our questions for our 27 questions. If the satellite is in Earth's shadow, how is it lit up by the sun?
And I've seen them lights in the sky myself.
Yep.
I've seen them doing 90-degree turns. I'm pretty sure satellites don't do that.
Nope. There's
Yeah.
definitely something.
Only if someone's up there riding it and they've got a handbrake in that, Michael. All right.
Look, there's definitely something up there. But where it is, whether it is and what they claim it is and the altitude they claim, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's not it. Exactly. I don't know if I'm on Rumble, but I think I'm on Rumble because of Paula. I don't know if I'm following you yet, Flats. I don't know how to look people up. My avatar is
There's
cartoon.
links in Element chat.
So
if
just
you
click
scroll
on the
up.
link and I'll go there too.
Oh yeah, okay, right. So I'm doing it on my phone. Well, so I can still keep the screen.
Because I got
Yeah.
7 followers, guys. It's dodgy
Oh, yeah.
because I don't have any content. Oh, so I must be buying subs, guys. Oh, guys, have you seen this? This place. Have you seen that?
Wow. What?
That debunks the globe Earth full on, guys.
Without a doubt, that's crazy. That's so good, though. That's so good. Wow.
Why is it not curving away? Why is that the same parallel to the ocean?
Yeah.
I'm thinking I want to do some video on that as well.
That's really good, though. I like that.
I can't pronounce the word, so I'm not going to say. It's a place called the Shuvangrongen. I can't pronounce it.
Nice. Nice. Oh.
So yeah. Is that the stream, guys? Can't believe it.
We've got 20 minutes left. We could oh no, I have. I am. Hold on, let me just check. No. Yeah, I am following you. So if I press it, it says unfollow. Yeah, no, I'm following you now.
8
Definitely.
followers. Yay. Thank you, PJ.
That's me then. Sorry, I wasn't following you then. That's my avatar. I don't know if you see my avatar. My avatar is my cartoony me. My cartoony me.
Yeah, Rachie, that's the thing. They do claim it's very high. But the issue is, even if it's very high, light doesn't go around something. You know what I mean? If this is a sphere, okay, it's difficult to do in 3 dimensions here though. But we're going to block it here, okay? We're going to say that this is where the sun's rays have stopped. Okay? From the sun. Now, the so-called satellites are behind in Earth's shadow, but they're lit up by this. Now they're saying, look, yeah, I'd understand maybe if it's high enough this side, okay, because the sun can, but when it's that side, literally behind the so-called sphere, doesn't matter how much light you have, it's not going to light up that satellite. But that's also just begging the question that they are in space. So yeah. Ah. Yeah, time lapse. If you want to, you can always
He's getting
come
on
in.
my tits.
You know what? I'm gonna invite time lapse in. Time lapse, do you want to come in and have a conversation about this? Because you
Yeah.
seem to be showing huge ignorance to the Bible, and we're more than happy to be able to have a conversation with you on this.
Says don't judge. Don't judge. It doesn't say that in the context that you think.
It's called we're called to do righteous judgment. Time lapse.
It's about take the plank out your own eye before you take the speck out of somebody else's. That's that's the judgment that you're on about. You know what I mean? It's that's the type of judgment that so he's got it in the wrong context.
Yeah.
We're allowed to judge. We're allowed to judge. Just not you're not allowed to judge for something you're doing. You judge someone else for the same crap you're doing. That's when that's what the context of that.
It's slip radar. Ah, that makes sense. Well, slip radar, you're still welcome to come and discuss this if you want to.
Why didn't you tell us you were slip radar? Why pretend to be somebody else?
No, well, your name's known. You might as well just say who you are.
It doesn't really matter who he is. He's still showing ignorance to the Bible.
Well, exactly. Everybody knows who he is in this kind of community. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So yeah, it's quite sad actually.
Yeah, so.
Timelapse has some fleur friends. Jeff. Exactly, Level. Atheists to be hypocrites and represent the Bible, judge others.
That's right.
That's the problem with atheists, though. They read the Bible, but they don't have the Holy Spirit to give them discernment. So they don't understand what they're reading. I still want to ask you guys, you still want us to do a part 2 of that other contradictions, though?
The what?
We only went through the first 15. There's still another 15.
Oh, the Bible contradictions.
Yeah, that weren't really contradictions.
Absolutely. That's what I thought we were doing tonight. That's what I actually thought we were doing tonight. But yeah. But yeah, I'd go for that. Absolutely.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll see if we can maybe do that. I'm going to be streaming this Tuesday, guys.
Oh, are you?
Because next week there's going to be 2 evenings I'm not going to be able to stream.
Right.
And then next week, Tuesday, I'll be streaming again because there's another 2 evenings I'm not going to be able to stream.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll definitely be streaming this Tuesday coming and the Tuesday after that.
Have you got any more people in Rumble? Come on, guys. Get go into Rumble.
Let's see. 7, down 1. Someone left.
Someone unfollowed. You measly little craphead. Oh, that's ridiculous.
It's fine. I don't have any content on there at the moment. So as long as I just have more than 5, it's good so I can start streaming on there and putting stuff there.
Cool.
Contradictions? Yeah, what contradictions? Let's actually go look through there. Introduction. Claims of Bible contradictions are nothing new. Yep.
But when I go on it, it says you've got 8.
Richard, no, I haven't done any debates with atheists on MDD. They haven't set me up with any of them. To be honest, I don't know why. Well, to be fair, Mark Reed's an atheist. But we saw how bad he suffered when we were talking about gas behavior.
all ballers are atheists, if you ask me, because
most of them
God didn't create heliocentrism, and they believe that. So, as far as I'm concerned, they don't believe God.
Most of them.
Is that no? Gas doesn't have a behavior. Is that guy?
Yeah, that's that guy. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Richard Bull, thank you very much for a $10 super chat, mate. Really appreciate it. He says, I'm no expert, but how would a communication satellite whizzing across the sky at breakneck speed, sorry, be effective? Well, you see the transmission signals is faster than what it's moving, apparently. But the thing is, they ignore the so-called satellites have data pointed to it that is programmed into to tell it where it is. So it's automatically thinking it's in a certain point on a globe because it's programmed to think that. It doesn't make it true. It just makes it think it's there. Thank you, Richard Bull, for the $10 super chat. Really appreciate it, mate. You rock. But yeah, it makes more sense just to have ground-based technology like they've been having for decades because it worked. Again, time lapse, you're more than happy to come in and talk.
Right.
Slip, you can come on and talk. I mean, no one's saying you don't need to come and talk. You can come and talk about it.
And it'd be good to hit the likes.
Yeah, hit the likes, guys, and share the show.
I've got a question for you, time lapse. When me and you were trying to arrange to chat, you said you were busy one day and said you were at church. How come you go to church if you're an atheist?
Oh, that's actually a good question.
And I've still got comment.
Yeah, that's a very good question.
Probably to get angry at God and blame him for things. Even though he doesn't exist.
But atheists don't believe God exists, remember?
Exactly, but they're angry at him.
Well, guys, I don't believe in Santa, but I'm gonna hate Santa for not giving me presents last year. Okay.
Didn't you get any? I didn't get any of him either.
Yeah.
No way. I was told. I thought I was really good as well. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, guys, how can Santa be claimed to be this awesome good dude with a beard that gives presents to all the good kids, but he doesn't give it to me? But no, I don't believe he exists.
Because you were naughty, clearly.
But you see that's the level of idiocy the atheists have to have. They hate God, but they don't believe there's a God. It contradicts itself.
Exactly.
How's it going, Adam?
I've had a thumbs up from 10th.
Okay,
so
that's good.
I'm gonna go crunch some numbers, I think, in a bit. But
awesome. I'm excited about seeing that.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely. If you guys
where were we up to? Sorry, that sounded a lot more theological than what I was doing. That was geometry. I've literally just joined and then forgot it was live. I just kind of
we saw a video from an atheist trying to show astrophysics and astronomy as scientific.
Atheism's a religion.
Yes, it is.
Everybody knows that.
Yep.
Yeah. I had one of the girls start at work, and you always do a bit of flat earthing and stuff, poking, and then it got to do you believe in a creator? No, I'm an atheist. I said, oh, you're religious then, are you? No. So what? Well, what do you mean? Well, I don't believe in God. So that's fine. Can you prove there's not a God? No. So it's a belief then? Yeah. So you're religious then, are you? Yeah. Good luck, atheists. It's the most fundamentally flawed religion I've ever heard of.
Exactly.
Atheism.
It's a contradictory religion. Atheism is a contradictory religion. That's all it is. I'm looking for that. Do you have the link for the guy for time lapse? How is atheism a religion? Adam just told you how.
Just told you.
You have a belief.
He's explained everything.
To have a belief means you have faith. It's crazy. It takes more faith to believe there's no God than there is to believe a God, by the way, like we said earlier.
Exactly.
Correct.
I need to respond to Paul. It's irrational to attack people for having that. I'm not attacking them for that. I'm just trying to highlight to them that it is a faith, a belief that they have, as opposed to some kind of disproof of any other faith. It's fundamentally the weakest form, with an ontological primitive being, you know what I mean, the best way to attack them. But you don't need to do that. You just, like I say, fundamentally, you point out that, no, you're really, really quite a religious fundy, aren't you?
That's it.
But like I was saying earlier with like Matt Dillahunty, I mean, he used to be a Christian and then he became a so-called atheist. His goal in life
I don't
is
even
to,
know how that happens.
yeah, his goal in life is to turn people away from God to become atheists. But at the same time says God doesn't exist and he doesn't care what people's beliefs are. But he's, for the last 20 years or something, been going out of his way to try and turn people to convert to atheism.
Yeah, yeah, that's what we said.
So how does he explain?
Convert to atheism.
Well, that's what it is. That's conversion.
Yeah, I know. That's the reality, isn't it? Convert. Oh.
That's why when the people say, oh, like Ranty converted to the globe, I say, yeah, to your religion. He converted because you guys are talking about converts. That's crazy.
That the Perry in chat, Peku, however you say it, he's just basically said what we said earlier, which is true. I think most atheists believe they're in a God. They're just mad at him for not giving them what they want from him. Not to get what they want from him. They have no understanding of God's will because they are self-centered. Exactly. I mean,
exactly.
We went over that. That's perfect. The perfect description.
Exactly.
Yeah, or they've had a loss and they blame God for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
How can a loving God? Yeah.
I'm gonna say convert, noun. I won't use it as the verb, just the noun. A person who has been persuaded to change their religious faith or other belief. There's two really, really important points to that kick you in the nuts. Persuaded to change.
Yeah.
They're not provided evidence, persuaded.
Again.
What are they changing? Their religious faith or other belief. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if I mean, that video we just saw with the guy also, he's saying science persuades.
Yeah, it's it. More persuasion.
So he's saying the heliocentric so-called pseudoscience is all about converting them. It's persuading them to believe in the heliocentric model.
Yeah.
Science persuaded me to add heat to my kettle to make my water boil. It was a very good persuasion. It convinced me. How did it persuade me to do so?
Exactly.
Well, science came up, whispered in his ear, and it was obviously very, very well spoken and was nice to the person and stuff like that. So they kind of said, "Oh, the science is a nice guy. I'll kind of go that way." I think that's how it goes.
But you see, this is the point we're trying to make. These
Ridiculous.
so-called astrophysicists and astronomers that's claiming to be scientific community, as they put it, don't know what science is because they keep putting opinions and beliefs into it. Science has got nothing to do with a person's philosophical belief system. It's got nothing to do with it. It's just simply a method.
That's right.
But yet they want to always push it in.
But ultimately, it is philosophy, the scientific method. It's the pinnacle of philosophical thought for demonstrating, without bias, a cause and effect relationship, and it uses that with empiricism, with the method. But the way in which the way in which the method is derived is philosophical in of its sense. It's I don't know if that's a contradiction, really, but it is the truth. It was the greatest philosophical minds of the time, we're told through history,
Yep.
or who it's ascribed to, Bacon and the likes, it's their philosophical thought for how to be, first of all, to invent empiricism. What does that mean? Why do I want it? And then to develop the method as best they could. And within the limitations, like natural phenomena. It's because these guys were believers in a creator.
Yeah,
remember?
that's what I say. That's what it's very ironic to me because they were so-called Christians, as they put it. So Christians created the scientific method, and the so-called scientists today are trying to push Christianity out of it. Very ironic.
They were Catholics. Let's be honest.
Yeah, honestly,
they were all
Catholic.
at the time of the rise of Protestantism. You know what I mean? So, but I think most of them remained Catholic, which is interesting in and of itself. but
Which is because the Catholics are the ones pushing the universe today as well. So
but it's them that then develop the mechanism that Protestantism will then use down the line. But like I say, importantly for me, when I look at those things, these guys are developing a method to ascertain some kind of certainty from nature. And in all of their things, the thing they're trying to ascertain is, as they describe, is how God has created these things, how God makes these things work. They're not ascribing it to anything else. So they are against what the ballers would use, i.e. the creators of the method that the ballers would use to try and dispose of a creator is the method created by those that believe in the creator to try and understand the work of the creator.
Exactly.
Oh, that's a mouthful, isn't it?
But it's very logical thinking. Because if you take all bias away from it and you just want to figure out the nature of reality to make it empirical, to me that's very a good logical thought. Because people bias seem to interfere with how you determine things. And that's exactly what the heliocentric model is based upon. Is based upon a biased belief system, and that's why it doesn't matter what you say, they're always presented as this consensus says so, so therefore it is. Because it's a cult.
Well, we're not dealing in consensus. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter how many people tell you that if you put your hand in that fire, it might burn you, it might not. Whatever the outcome is, if you do it, it'll burn you. That's science. It's cause and effect.
Exactly.
Yeah. And in that response, does science ever describe reality? No. It tells you cause and effect. You can lead some conclusions in of yourself to add more substance to that, or you can use other experimentation to add more substance to that. But
So then how did
science tells you a cause and an effect.
So then, Adam, how did they constantly get it mixed up pertaining to the Earth? Because we say it all the time, Earth is a concrete noun, right? It's not a what is, right? It's a how and why question. The scientific method. So how did they lump the nature of our reality in with science when it don't work?
Would that be helpful in convincing you it's a ball? Putting that point out. That's something that we've had to work out, isn't it? That's one of the guys. Yeah. Flat's not a shape. It's just along those lines. Where does science apply? It's a cause and effect.
Exactly.
And then starting to understand where those implications sit and lie. What is science? What is technology? What's medicine? You know, what's...
Yes, you see, I think that's the problem. I think that's the people have the problem today. They can't distinguish between the thing. They say, it's because of science we have computers. Yes, it's because of science we have computers, but that doesn't make computer science.
Yeah, but it's not only that. They literally, when we first came into this, they literally said the science is proven, right? We have all the science, the body of science, right?
Science proves a globe. That's what I used to hear.
And then you,
Right,
yeah,
the
then you,
flat Earth.
right. And
Now
then
it
you
doesn't
come
prove.
to find out, right? That's another thing. But then you come to find out that that's not even what science is. So I just wonder how they just put it in there knowing this. Yeah, let's just say science proved it.
Yep. I still say there's something that science does prove, and that's your hypothesis. It has to prove one or the other. If it has a disprove, it has an antithesis, which means prove.
I think time lapse, but wants to join. Is it? I think I've got the right. Shall I put the address in?
And Michael did give it to him.
Oh, Michael's already done it. Okay,
I've put it in, but Rachel's saying it's not blue, so it don't work. But links don't go blue, Rachel.
No, you just click on it. There we go. Takes me to it.
Yeah. Let me try. I don't. Let me see.
But there's another link that that Paul
I don't
keeps
know how to get
putting
that
on.
short one.
Yeah, I don't know. Paul
do
keeps
it.
bringing the short one on. I really don't know how he does the. But I do see it's
You got to
anyway.
figure it out scientifically.
This is the one I've
What
got.
does science say?
Is this the right one? I'll put this one in. Is that the right one that I put in? There.
No.
That's not the right one.
What's
That's
the link you gave me, guys?
That's
That
the
got me
one.
in.
That one I've just exact same one I've just posted.
Oh, is it the same as mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah. Okay. Well,
because
that's the one I.
because Paul gives a different other one. It's like a
Yeah,
very
but when I
short
try,
one.
yeah, but when I try and do that one in the info under the video and that, it gives me a big. It starts with a little part of it, but it gives me a long list. Right, right there. I don't know. It's like a big, huge address, like a page worth. When I try and do that one,
Yeah.
so I don't.
That doesn't work for me. What's
No.
on the YouTube chat? It just comes up with the create links.
That's the exact same one I gave you Adam earlier.
That's weird, isn't it?
I'm gonna see if I can quickly get that other.
It's crazy because that's the one I know, and that's what it is. When we go to the room settings, that's what it says when you share a room. Does that come straight?
Wait there.
That comes straight from a share room.
I think.
Have I got Reiki on Skype? Right. Michael, send me that link on Skype now. I'll just see if I've got Reiki. I'm sure, surely.
I've got you on Skype, I've had them.
Type in my name.
Alright, guys. While I'm doing this,
Surely.
please help Neil out. There's his coin drop.
But it's on my,
I agree.
I'll do everything I can to keep no cost on the call.
Yeah, Flats. If you go to your link, the link in the description, it gives you a big long list, and yeah, I wouldn't put that in, so I don't know what it is. I don't know what it
But
is.
we did have a short one, but I don't know where it is. I'm trying to look for it.
Yeah, and I remember Paul knows it, didn't he?
But it's
I
gone
don't
now.
really don't know how you get that.
I had a short one, but it was always in my description. Now I don't know what I did with it. Let's see if I can find it here. If I can find it, yeah, I should actually stick it into my description notepad, but I keep forgetting. That's the problem.
No.
Quick question, Rachie, are you in Master B, or if not, can you like pimp out your Skype address and I'll send you the link?
There we go. I have it. There we go. Join element room. There we go, guys. There's the right one, the right link.
No upward rising Earth is in Master B. So we'll give Rachel a break, right?
Rachie's ace. Let's see.
That works. I just clicked it.
Yeah, that's what I said. That one. That'll.
That saves a lot of faff.
There we go. Okay, and I've saved it in my. In my description box notepad, so for forking again. There we go. So you guys will be able to click it. Hey Yannick, thank you for coming.
Go with that.
It says you can get Nightbot to do your links for you.
Yeah, Nightbot does do some of the links. There we go. But I think I only have a certain amount that I can let it do for me there.
Michael, if nothing else, me and you've said hello on Twitter.
Yeah. That's cool.
Ooh-wee. Yeah, guys, thank you for the guys that joined my Rumble. Got 9 followers. Woo!
999.
Oh, Neil.
So can you stream now?
Yeah, I'll be able to stream. I'm gonna see if I can stream it tomorrow night.
Cool.
Neil's big ham, big. Is that pastrami sandwich or something?
That's an Italian sandwich. Yeah.
He's
pastrami, yeah.
He's trying to brag, yeah. You see.
Yeah, that looks nice. I love them type of meats. I love them.
Is it like a Scooby-Doo sandwich?
Yeah, it's a big Scooby snack. Yeah.
It's like a
How does Scooby make that sound, right?
It's like this one guy I knew. He says he doesn't eat pig. So he said, okay, do you want bacon? No, I don't need bacon. Do you want chops? Yes, please.
Nice.
Hey, let me give it a little thing. Salami and bacon. Now, what do you say? Come on, guys. I told you this.
Huh?
I say salami and bacon. You say bacon and more salami.
Bacon and more salami.
Like salam alaikum.
Oh, salam alaikum.
Salam alaikum. So we used to say in prison, we used to pass each other by and go, we used to go salami and bacon, and they would go bacon and more salami.
Salam alaikum. Alaikum salam.
That's a good one.
I get it.
Quietly, of course, you couldn't say it too loud, otherwise you would have been outnumbered, beat up bad. So it was our own private little joke.
Yeah, I'm happy to say I've never had to go to jail.
I'm happy for you as well.
Yeah.
You really realize what's going on when you take your freedom. When you're told what time to go to bed, what time to wake up, what time to go to the bathroom, and what time to eat. And no, you cannot touch your wife for 5 years or 3 years or 2 years.
Yep.
Well, that they worked out. You can do something where you can get those types of visits.
But I want to know, is that prison there like you the same by us? I mean, yeah, that people want to go to prison because they get DSTV, they get nice food, they get free bed, accommodation. So for them, they want it.
Yeah, well, there's a lot. Yes, there's a lot. There's a lot of
Flatzoid. Somebody's joined.
I welcome it. I'm sorry.
Sorry, somebody joined Ellemnet. I don't know if you've got. I don't know if you've got to give him permission or not.
I don't know. Jonathan Bennett. Let me see. See, usually Neil does all this stuff.
There you go.
Paul does all this stuff. I don't know if he can
Neil. Neil does nothing but
Can
talk.
you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. How's it going, Jonathan?
Hey.
Good to see you.
Is it showing my real name?
Sorry. Yeah, Jonathan Bennett, yeah.
Oh, that's awkward.
Why? I show my real name. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, I have so many names. Hard to keep track of them all.
But it's good to have you on.
Yeah. I'm not sure why I'm on. I've just the mission for now was like just get on.
Well, it helps.
So,
it helps for next time. It helps for next time if you want to come on as well. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out the whole rigmarole again.
But I haven't seen you in a long time.
I hope it's.
But I haven't seen you in a long time. How's it going?
Good. Well, it's cold.
Yeah.
At least you're not shouting at us like you were last time you came on.
Yeah, my feet feel like they want to fall off.
Yeah, where about are you in South Africa?
Tapazimbi.
Tapazimbi, where's that?
Top
of
Limpopo.
Jesus. Wow, okay.
Yeah,
that's fire. That's on the other side
It's the north.
But okay. Yeah, Northern Cape, I believe so. But yeah, I'm here now. So you wanted to talk about something?
Yeah, I thought you
Am
wanted
I
to talk with.
echoing?
No, you're
Yes.
fine. I thought you wanted to talk with Paula, but I see she left though.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, apparently I've been upsetting a few people online. Yeah.
Yeah, your messages talk about judgment.
Yeah. It's problem is for me when I come to these flat earth debates, right? It's when flat earthers get insulted quick, or Christians in general, they get insulted quick when you are talking about Christianity. But when you guys are talking about atheists or heliocentrists, which is typically what I am, I'm more fall into the lines of agnostic. You know, nothing can be. What is the word for? What is the definition for agnostic? Nothing can be that's be like proven
Yeah, you're
or
in between.
fathomed
You're in
about God.
between. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the fence. I mean, I have my own experiences, but I wouldn't say I'm atheist. I do believe life has origin.
Yeah.
Is it design? Is it intelligent design? I I can say there's proof for evolution and this proof for creation. For me, I'm on the fence.
Hold up. How can we have a position where we're agnostic? There's no proof of anything, but then we've got contradicting proofs for two opposing propositions for the development and sustenance of life. That seems
contradictory.
Yeah. Can I just
exactly? Yeah, go ahead, Michael.
In chat, you said you're an atheist.
I did.
Yep.
I don't remember. I would never call myself an atheist, but people are referring to me as an atheist.
I thought you said agnostic.
Mentioning, I'm agnostic. I refer to myself as agnostic.
Well, to be honest,
just to define that word, because I think that's important. People will often defer to agnostic from atheist.
But
what does agnostic mean to you when you
agnostic is like you don't know really if there is a God. You can't understand him, you can't fathom him. It's an assumption that there is an intelligent creator.
Yeah, it's
right? So we're kind of on the fence.
Just to differentiate, you don't know whether there is a creator or what is there a difference between that and being able to proclaim what the creator is?
Exactly, we don't know.
Are there two groups of agnostics, or do agnostics only sit in the thing that they're not able to define whether or not there's a creator or not?
Well, I know what agnostic is. I don't know if you're referring to.
I'm not trying to hold you to some definition that somebody else might. I want about what does it mean when you say you're agnostic? Does it mean you don't know if there's a creator, or you don't know which definition, if we look at the different religions, the creator is?
I don't know if there is a creator or not.
Yeah,
That would be my simple
look what it's saying.
That helps.
Yeah, look what it's saying. Agnostic, a person who neither believes nor disbelieves in a high power. So you're saying it could be possible there's a God, but you basing this on you don't know. Whereas atheist has a belief that there's no God.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you've watched plenty of what's it, aliens in the Bible and that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of those things got me on the fence. So that now I know you guys are gonna think I'm nuts. Right? Before thinking that, but before you go there, I have reason to believe that. Right, and you have reason to believe what you believe. Atheists have reason to believe what they believe. So I don't know why.
Yeah, everybody
are you talking there?
Do you want to believe that there's a creator?
Do I want to believe? Wow. that is a question, because what I can tell you is that being heliocentric sucks. There is no paradise after like in the year after. There's no almighty power that's looking over us. We are on our own in the vastness of space.
Exactly.
We're all on our own. But it's not a comforting thought to be heliocentric, but to be geocentric, which is typically what you guys are. to believe in a God, that just because it's comforting doesn't mean it's true.
It's not because it's comforting. It's because it's true. Anyway, Flats.
I gave a typical example. Sorry, man.
Yeah.
I gave a typical example in chat. Right. It's comforting for me to believe that my wife is faithful. Right. But she came home late last night for no reason. Do I have reason to ask her where she's been, or must I just go on faith that she just went for a drive? You get what I'm saying? Or is that a stupid example?
Not a good one.
Not a good one at all.
I tried to put it into a perspective that a person can understand. The clearly that didn't work.
Oh no. Flats, I've got to go.
Yeah.
I've got to go.
Cheers,
I'll
PJ.
say good night. I'll see you tomorrow night.
See you later, PJ.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, bye.
All right, bro. Jonathan, that bad analogy was quite useful, I think.
Oh, is it?
Well, we're looking at whether there's a creator or not. So what analogies are there? What are the things that make you ponder? You mentioned earlier creation,
mortals,
intelligent design, or evolution. What are the considerations between those two things? A created thing that contains all the information that's required, or something that evolves from nothing and randomly hits the lucky, the lucky dice every time to be able to proceed.
Yes. Yes, I see.
How do you
I
differentiate?
see where you go. Where you're going with that, but the idea of evolution is just as ridiculous as, or let's not use the word ridiculous. Let's say it's just as, or it's the same as God creating everything from nothing. Because if your logic is that everything has to exist because it was created, then who created God? Because God exists.
No, but you say
that goes to your ontological primitive. So if you want to take it there, that's fine, right? Because you're not addressing that theological question, which makes it sticky for evolution, by the way. Yeah, but so if you want to push it there, then then you're taking it to, or is there a creator or is there no creator? Yeah.
Exactly. The question, I think the question then is the creator or the force that's creating, is it an intelligent force or is it just a force that's
can you create unintelligently?
No. But I mean, this is why
I think I've done it. I think I've done it a few times.
But you see, this is
no. The only time you could have done that was on a drunken night out, and the creation was pre-programmed, irrespective of your actions. Don't take such great credit.
But I say,
if you sorry, Flatzoid, I'll show up.
No, just saying. But you see, that's what I like about when they do bring up. This is when you have to differentiate between supernatural and natural.
Yes.
Because with the creator God, he was the beginning. You understand? So he didn't create himself; he was creation. So he's the Alpha and Omega, is the beginning and the end. When it comes to intelligent design, it has to exist. So because we have design, it means we have creation. So I mean, if I go and let's say you go to work and you do your job, you have to be intelligent to be able to do it. So that means you creating something out of intelligence. And the mere fact we are here doing things intelligently means we have intelligent design.
I guess what you're then trying to say is it's typically what Kent Hovind, I think Kent Hovind said it best. For time, space, and matter to exist, there had to be something beyond time, space, and matter.
Sorry, what's time?
Time, space, and matter.
Yeah, but what is it?
Yeah, see, Ken is sadly in a heliocentric world. He's not somebody that theologically I listen to. He's a fantastic disprover of evolution. Yeah, but there's a point, Jonathan, you mentioned and the Flatzoid said it. Intelligent design. What does that mean to you? Just so I can then address it without trying to second guess what it means to you.
Intelligent design is, like, how can I say it? It's you can see it's a systematic putting together of things, to make things work. Right? Now, can that work? Now, if God was intelligently creating things, everything would work, but there are things that aren't working.
Well, so now systematic. So let's just take a
I think
small example.
I might be wording it wrong, but yeah, I'm not quite prepared for this.
Well,
but yeah.
let's think of it. There's a certain bacterium, yeah, and the food source it's always lived on disappears, and something that it's never been able to live on, never fed off before, is the only available source, and that requires a metabolic change within the bacterium. For it to be able to do so. So an internal biological process that it's not been performing before. Is that achievable by evolution? Or is that intelligent design, i.e. the capability to do so was already in there in a genomic way? The pathway was already defined. It was just a need to activate it, a recognition that was a resource that was only available. But the pathway was already there, or is it something that randomly occurred in some point of cross generation, where it somehow detects the environment, and then, whilst detecting that same random mutation, allows a genetic mutation to digest the new source that it was never previously before? Which is the more likely?
No, you talk.
Is that a sufficient distinction between evolution and intelligent design for you?
Yes, it's like, how can I go with this? I mean, it's so interlinked for me that, I mean, we have to look at reality. If somebody creates something, right? I mean, you phrasing it nicely in a way that I can't really understand it.
I'll slow it down. I'll slow it down. We've got evidence of bacterium starting to be able to ingest plastics when that's the only available thing. And there is a genetic coding when analysed that was there, never understood before. But now we understand it's that coding to gain nutrition from that substance that was never ever gained nutrition from before. That is interesting, because often we have these discussions about junk DNA. So what we have found out is we've seen a new thing. We've created an environment where something's done something novel. We've evaluated it. Now, on evaluation, that thing could have been just a random genetic mutation. But upon evaluation, it's shown that the encoding was already there.
The encoding was already there.
For such a weird thing to eat plastic.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, without it being there, you can't do anything. At first, has to be there for anything to be transformed.
Well, that goes back. That goes back to the crux of the matter. Then that's where, for something to exist, there had to be something before.
No, well, then what
What
happens before that? Then what happens before that existence?
Exactly. That's
why I say that's why
God comes from.
No, but just remember, when I say God's supernatural, God was the beginning. If God wasn't there, we wouldn't be in existence right now.
What is supernatural to you then?
Supernatural is above natural law.
And space is.
I mean, let's place it this way. If we have to equivocate natural to supernatural, you born naturally because you need your father and your mother to have you, correct? You need both. You need all the chromosomes, okay? Now, with God, he's supernatural. He doesn't need natural mediation to have created God was the beginning. If God wasn't there, we would not be here. That's how you see it. So he is the beginning.
Yeah, God created the natural.
Exactly. He is the beginning. He gave
Yeah,
the
but that's not
natural
on-
world.
that's-
He gave the
that's not
natural
answering the
world, which
question,
that
though.
is, he created everything. So in other words, God just existed in itself supernaturally.
Well, how different is that to the Big Bang and evolution and all and like all those?
Because that's
those
natural. Nature is bound by natural laws.
No, that's our current understands. It's
No,
it's
that
understanding
is
of
natural.
natural law.
You would agree.
Let's
that-
assume space is real.
Let's say
right?
the first law of thermodynamics. You would
I
agree.
like I know you like bringing up
No, but I'm
this
saying
one
the
because
first
it's a
one.
good
But
argument.
let's just say the first law of thermodynamics. You would agree it's a real tendency, actual natural law.
The first law is energy can't be
Created
broken
nor
down or
destroyed, only
nor destroyed, okay.
transferred or transformed. Okay, so that means there had to be something there for it to happen.
Mhm.
So, let's say the Big Bang. How did nature create itself for that Big Bang to happen?
Now,
the purpose of the Big Bang.
how do we know that there wasn't a Big Bang before the Big Bang?
But then
The scientists don't know.
you said it exactly the same argument again. You're just moving the goalpost back to phase one.
Exactly, it's
but
circular
that's
reasoning.
but that's based on nature. Supernatural doesn't need to be naturally bound.
Yeah, but it's a natural assumption that it's an intelligent being that
No, it's
that
not.
is creating things.
No, it's
It
not.
is.
No, it's not.
It is. Because
Okay.
space,
Supernatural.
space is let's assume space is real. Space is eternal. All right.
But it's
forever.
natural. No,
It's forever
but space is
existing.
natural. It's not
That's
supernatural.
our current understanding of the natural law.
Flatzoid.
We have an understanding of our the current laws. We don't have a full understanding of how these things work. Are you talking?
Why don't we continue in Afrikaans and see if I could understand the noises we're going to make?
My
let me explain. You're asking for supernatural and natural, yeah? The noises will still be natural, won't they? Okay, so let's continue in Afrikaans, and if I can understand,
I struggle with
then
Afrikaans
there's
because I
nothing
suffer.
supernatural about making noises. Nothing, yeah. What when we make these noises, what's being communicated?
That's
Is
vibrations.
it just my hearing the noise that enables the communication of information?
Yeah, it's a vibration, natural. It's based
Are you
on.
referring to the origins of language?
That enables me to hear the noise. How much information has been communicated if you talk in Afrikaans to me?
Yeah, you're not going to understand me. So
No.
the information gets out there, but you're not going to be able to transfer that information to understand what's going on.
So the natural world's operating just as it always was.
Always.
Right. How, if we talk in English, do I understand you? What in the natural world has
Intelligence.
changed, Jonathan?
Well, to refer to what you're talking about, you get our Afrikaans, which is South African Afrikaans. Flatzoids of Afrikaans will be a bit more pure than mine because I got colored Afrikaans it's a lot more broken than his Afrikaans.
Yeah, man, jy sal okay wees, man.
See, now you that is not your Afrikaans. I know that for sure. your Afrikaans is practically Dutch, but your Afrikaans is still slang compared to Dutch.
Yeah, it's
Somebody said something on a group it was a flat earth group, but they called somebody else and they were speaking Dutch, but I could kind of figure out what they were talking about.
Yeah,
but I still had to Google translate. But now that's just it's just noises. But I get amazed with languages like Chinese, which is so far from.
Yeah, but you understand what Mike Adam's argument is, though. It's not about the language. It's about it's natural. We're hearing vibrational sounds, but now it's based in a language that he can't understand. But does that make it unnatural now?
Sorry, you just need to explain that. Explain that again. I just zoned out now.
Because let's say I speak Spanish to you, you're not going to understand Spanish.
Hmm.
But does that mean that it's not natural just because you don't understand the language?
No, it's natural. It's like natural where you come from, isn't it?
No, but to you specifically. If I go and I say, me gusta la fiesta. Okay, I'm just saying.
I think it is missing point.
I'm missing the point completely.
Yeah. We saying sound, talking. It's natural. It's vibrations. Okay,
Yes.
you can physically test this. You physically understand what I'm saying. But now, if I speak another language, a language you don't understand, that doesn't change that it's natural. It's still natural. Now that's what you're saying with supernatural.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, with supernatural, it doesn't have natural tendencies. It's above nature. So your understanding is limited based on natural law. God being supernatural is above our understanding. So that's why I say when he was the beginning, when in natural way of thinking, we understand, okay, we need someone to be there to create. Supernatural is above the understanding of natural. So he doesn't require a creator as he was the beginning.
I still don't understand how different that is the Big Bang.
Well, let me elaborate a little bit. If we've got the understanding that just making sounds does not convey information, can we agree on that? So if you speak to me in Afrikaans, doesn't matter what you say, how slowly you say it, I'm not going to understand you.
You're not going to understand. Yeah.
No problem with the natural world. So what is happening then? There has to be a code between you and me, understanding, a code, so that when you go yes, it actually means yes.
Yeah, like everybody knows what nodding your head up and down is. What laughing is.
No, in some cultures it's the exact opposite, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unless the understanding of the code that you're using, the phonetic sounds that are being generated, unless you have a pre-agreement of that, then it's nonsense. Yeah, agreed.
I guess, yeah. I'm not sure how it relates to the existence of God.
I'm getting that. Well, we'll get there because we're talking evolution, aren't we?
Okay.
So there's a pre-agreement of the way things will be understood, predefined. Me and you in our language, and then let's go to evolution. I assume we're going to use DNA. So I've got proteins.
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
Ah, yeah. So who's predefined evolutionary on this side of the ball and this side of the ball, that when we get this magic non chemically favorable reaction,
there's a non-existing element which is now present in the code.
We've got these things, this primordial soup that's struck by lightning on a primordial earth to start these things in motion that evolution would change. Now, when these complex proteins come together, which they may or may not have done yet, what decides when they come together to form RNA, how they will then encode that, and how that transcription will mean the later reproduction of proteins? Who agrees that language?
I see where you're going. It can't be a natural it's a process. Then who's doing the coding?
It's a bit like I used to have a ZX Spectrum, and I wrote a lovely program. And if I can understand the program and say, yeah, but the ZX Spectrum, it just exploded out of infinite quanta back in the day, and that's what made me Jet Set Willie.
I see where you're going. Yeah,
you get my point.
I mean, if I was to create a digital world, the digital world can't create itself.
No. So
right? There has to be a programmer.
Yeah.
Right, and the programmer is taking code from different programs, creating new programs that it created, right? So that's a lot. That's a logical
But
assumption.
at
But to
some
assume
point,
it's,
Clive Sinclair, whatever, somebody defined the coding of BASIC and what it would mean, i.e., what an A and a G and a C and a T, a TTACTTT, TAGCTT means. Yeah.
Just to comment on this one thing that you mentioned. I'm doing this game coding, right? I'm doing modding, right? I know nothing about modding. I know nothing about coding, right? But my brother does, right? So I ask him, but he gets pissed off when I ask him. Right?
I can't do coding.
Wait. So he's sitting. He was having cards here one day, and he comes see me busy with the coding, and he says, "Why is there a class in a class?" So I tell him, "You see that comma there? I don't know what it means, but it has to be there. You see that semicolon there? I don't know what it means, but it has to be there. Somebody put that coding in for a reason.
It's to break the script, yeah.
Who defined the rules of the coding? And that's the point. Yeah.
Yes, it's a logical assumption that there is a.
Well, we got another one.
So could that information? It's easy to think of things just evolving, things blobbing together. Could that level of encoding?
The problem is that there is evidence that supports evolution.
No,
there's not.
I got another way to explain this for you, Jonathan.
Hold on. Where's the evidence that supports evolution?
There's none.
There is. They say we come from monkeys, right?
No.
I thought you said there's evidence that supports
you
evolution.
ask for evidence, I'm gonna give you evidence, right? It's not proof, it's evidence.
Well, we can counter
Proof
that.
is evidence.
Yeah. But anyway, I can explain it in another way to you, Jonathan.
Is that why you don't want me to explain it?
No, if you go to the beach and you see a sandcastle, what would you say is more logical? That you had a creator creating that sandcastle, or nature created itself out of chance?
Well, I've seen nature create very block-like shapes.
Stop it.
That's being dishonest, mate.
It's being biased. I am being biased.
There is no nature at this point. Okay, what you're seeing is the effects of nature. That's not what you're claiming.
It is the effects of nature.
No,
yeah.
You're claiming.
If you're looking at now a proper sandcastle, then it has to be built by someone.
Yeah, you're claiming that a blueprint for a construction, in this case life, is possible via randomness. Now, Flatzoid used the imagine.
I'm not claiming
the
that. I'm just saying that is the option.
Well, do you think it's more or less likely that a wave could wash up onto the beach and wash back and reveal a perfect sandcastle, right? 4 meters by 4 meters, intricate with bedrooms, tables on the side of the beds, a shower, all these things.
Bees also create like honeycomb.
Because it's just a question for you to answer. Is that more likely or less likely than the encoding for human DNA to evolve from nowhere, from bacterial protozoa that suddenly have a primordial form of this encoding up to today, all of which contains, as we've demonstrated earlier, the same information ready for when it's needed? Which do you think is the most likely? The sea washing it back, or what appear, and I don't want to straw man you, but what you were prepared to be proposing that evolution is, which is more likely?
My personal belief is that it's a combination of both.
The sandcastle or evolution, probability wise.
Well, it depends on the design. I mean,
how complex the sandcastle is. The sandcastle.
They are caves and like caverns that are naturally made.
No.
A bee can make a honeycomb.
You can have a little cell.
Why don't you wait for Adam to finish?
Make the sandcastle as complicated as you can imagine. Yeah. Just understand the analogy. Maybe you're not understanding. I'm asking you, which is more statistically easy to occur through probability? A wave washing up on the sand and we're lapping back and creating this amazing structure, or the human genome with all its encoding and information that it transmits? Yeah, which is the most probable?
For me, it can go either way.
Okay, well, there's your issue then.
Yeah. That's why I'm
because
agnostic.
then you don't understand
Okay.
genomics. Yeah,
Okay.
you don't understand that. So I'm not being rude there, but that seems
No,
to
no,
be
no,
the
no.
disconnect.
Wait a second, Adam. I think what he's confusing is, yeah, we understand that in nature, whatever nature, quote unquote, creates with these caves. That's in. We're not talking about that. We're talking about a basic pail making a sandcastle out of a sand pail.
Well, look at it this way. Like you say, you do coding. Would that program write itself? Would that program write itself if you weren't doing the coding?
No.
Exactly. That's
Bingo.
the point.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but coding is just ones and zeros.
So is your DNA.
No, it's worse than that,
Yeah.
Flatzoid. No, the program wouldn't.
You know what
write
ones and
itself,
zeros
but
are? Eh?
Who wrote the program so that your ones and zeros mean anything, right? If I write something in BASIC or STOS, my ST, Atari ST language, or C++, if I just put, if I write something in BASIC and put it into a C++ computer, will it make any sense?
No.
Who built the computer, set up the agreed language, even for molecules? Never mind DNA, how molecules interact. Yeah, these are the pre-encoded languages that can't.
That is typically what coding is.
Yeah,
coding is ones and zeros, right?
Yeah,
Doesn't
but it's the
matter.
way
Like
you
all of
code
it. Wait,
it.
wait,
But it's the way.
information.
But it's the way you.
Information.
But Jonathan, it's the way you encode that. You can't take JavaScript and try and write CS+ code with that. You understand? They have different things. So you need a specific code for a specific function, and that's exactly how everything in creation is designed. It has specific. I mean, the evolution. You guys require a protocell. Have you guys even been able to be close to recreate a protocell?
I wouldn't know. I'm not in the science community.
It would be a resounding no. There's
I guess so.
Yeah, because our irony of this is the people are trying to create something that apparently got created. But listen, apparently that was created by itself. But not even intelligent design as we know it is able to recreate it. That's the irony of it.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. We're not even close to recreating what God.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So if we can't even with all our intelligence create something that you claim nature created itself, doesn't that go against your argument that nature created everything?
Yeah, but it's still an assumption that God created it. There's no real evidence for it.
There is
evidence for it, but there's no there's nothing solid that makes me go.
Yes. Oh God, you're not listening.
I'm listening. I'm listening, but let me tell you about the coding bit, right? Information is ones and zeros. Right?
What is ones and
zeros? Yes. What is ones and zeros?
Just binary.
Is it the beginning of the universe?
No, it's ones and zeros is current
it must be
and no
if
current.
You're going to redact it
It's
back
very,
to the beginning of the universe.
And no current. That's what ones and zeros are.
What's current? What's current?
Electricity.
And where does electricity come from?
Electricity and no electricity.
Where does the electricity come from?
Electricity is a natural process.
Where did it come from?
Well, it's from like how can I say friction? I guess is one source.
Where did the friction come from?
From two vibrating atoms.
Where did the two vibrating atoms come from?
Well, we can go down all the way to where did God then come from?
Again, you are talking about natural things where God is supernatural, is above nature.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
he
Supernatural is an
created
assumption.
nature. He created nature. That's where you fall down because you don't get.
The
You
meaning
have
of
you have
supernatural.
to stop at a point and say, "Hang on, we still need a creator for that." Where we go,
Mhm.
the creator doesn't require a creator because he
Yes,
was
you
the
put a
beginning.
creator there.
No, he was the beginning.
It's natural to assume that there's a creator, but is this like according to your Bible? To your Bible, there's one.
Yeah, but
Jonathan,
Yeah,
can I forget the Bible? Yeah, there's no need to go into anyone's personal. Question: who made electrons negative?
Well, I can't tell you that.
That's a good
The
one.
the natural assumption is that God,
There
God did
there
can it happen on its own?
there wasn't anything before
had-
your Big Bang.
There
right?
had to be
Who-
some whether it's heliocentric, whether it's evolution or creationism. There had to be something before creation for creation to exist.
Who decided the way atoms would interact with each other and where they would interact with each other would be primarily valency based? Who decided all of these rules? Remember, there's lots of rules. You can't get
You
nothing.
keep saying who instead of what.
Yeah. So you've either got to claim that all of these rules, even down to the atomic level, came from nothingness. Yeah. Or they're constructed. Now, they seem quite solid, these rules. So they appear to have information in them and they obey the rules. Who constructed the rules from nothingness? Or did all the rules also randomly appear, even at an atomic level, from nothingness?
I get what you're saying.
Well, answer then. What's most likely? That they were created, the rules, or that they were as previously described?
Nothing coming from nothing, but now we can't say. I mean, the scientists don't know what was before the big.
No. So to claim you don't know is not sufficient to not answer the question, which is the most likely. And I use this with air quotes, scientists, because this isn't a question of science. This is just a question of logic and common sense. Which is the most likely? That the rules were pre-constructed and therefore that's why they work, things continued for infinitum until the rules magically appeared, until there were 15 million monkeys on typewriters producing the works of Shakespeare. Which is the most likely? Shakespeare was written by Shakespeare, or 15 million monkeys for infinity until one copy
The
appeared.
pen wrote itself. Or the
But that's
big
what
wrote
you're suggesting.
itself. Yeah,
You understand?
Yeah, it does make sense that's why I say it's logical to assume that.
No, it's I gotta get out of here. He's driving me nuts.
These are good points, Neil.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah, your point's a good point.
I mean, let's
I
put
don't
it this
understand
way.
why it's not clicking.
Let's put it this way, Jonathan. It's the same as throw a bunch of blocks on the floor. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, your claim is those bunch of blocks just appeared there out of nowhere and they started building into a structure, a very complicated structure. And every time...
I'm not claiming that.
That's exactly what
But
evolution
let's-
is. That's exactly what evolution is.
Well, I'm not claiming it's evolution. Then I'm claiming that there was an existing process and there was a creation that created us. But
Well,
it's not
where
what
did
you
that
think.
creation be created from then? That's
Exactly,
what I get.
that is the question.
Infinite regression fallacy.
Exactly.
There you go.
It's circular reason. It just keeps
that-
going back and back.
is-
That's just saying
is
your
that what they
argument
call
is
it?
fallacious. It's non-logical because what we observe in reality every single day, for things to have a intelligent design, you require intelligent creator. Now, therefore, we are intelligently designed. Therefore, logical deduction, we have an intelligent creator. Just by your own admission, you just said that now. But you
Yeah.
want to go and infinitely regress back to the creator requires a creator by ignoring that the creator was the beginning.
Yeah, well, that is logical, because if I create a code, then somebody created me. Somebody created the person who created me.
Yeah, but you're talking in natural terms.
Yes.
Yeah, and God is
Now,
not
if
natural. You are
what's not natural?
You're limiting God to nature. You're saying God was created by someone else. Okay, but
No,
then who
Google what's
created God? Then
Google,
who created that?
Google what
Who
supernatural is.
created that God that created God then?
You're saying God is supernatural. The definition of supernatural is something science can't explain.
Above nature.
There are many things that science can't explain about space.
You're a coder, Jonathan. Who invented?
No, I won't go as far as to call myself a coder, but okay.
Well, okay, I'm not. Let me flatter you a little, sir. Let me flatter you.
Thank
you. You're a coder. Who invented C++? It doesn't matter whether the answer's right or wrong. Just make a name up if you don't.
I'm going to say Jeff.
Jeff invented C++. Oh, hail the mighty Jeff, the creator of C++. Okay. Now, anything that's created through C++, which is you, that experience, that encoding, that reality, yeah, who created the supernatural information for you or your predecessor or anyone else to do anything in the C++ world, the world you're living in, right? That which was created by Jeff. And when you came into that world created by Jeff, you're able to see, you can look into people and you can see their genetics, their C++ coding, right? Does that even mean that Jeff is the creator? Who invented the computer? Who invented? The area in which you're analyzing, okay, is within such a minutiae of the understanding of just the transmission of information. Yeah, you're still within a computer that could have been built by somebody else, working with a language written by Jeff, right? Forget everything else. Do you understand the limitations of what you're trying to extrapolate within?
Yeah.
Why we called it an infinite regression fallacy is you tried to get out of it.
Yeah, there's no solid answer for it.
No, there is.
I mean, we can go back and forth.
That's my point. You're refusing to address it. Yeah, it's called the ontological primitive. Yeah, you need to get to that point where you have to stop going. No, what it was Jeff's grandmother gave birth to Jeff, who gave birth, and it was
Jeff's
him that wrote the code for everybody to live in. And therefore thinking you don't need to worry about Jeff anymore. Everything could be just random. Yeah. But who invented Jeff's grandmother?
That is our reasoning, though.
No, that's
what he's trying to say. It's fallacious.
Yeah, it's totally fallacious to try and go down that route. And I'm trying to say to you is forget Jeff. Yeah. Who built the computer for Jeff? Yeah. Who decided what the programming that Jeff was going to write? That your only experience of existence is Jeff's coding. You've got nothing else.
So what you're telling me is that because Jeff created this world, I owe everything to Jeff?
You don't know anything other than the coding and how you experience Jeff's coding. You don't know anything more than that. But what you can see is that it's coded, and that's the important thing. You can see that it's not random, and you can look around you in your ZX spectrum, yeah, and see that this isn't random. This is constructed. There are rules from the large to the macro to the microscopic to the atomic level, yeah, and they seem to be commensurate with each other, and yet on top of that, outside of the atomic level, there's a level of encoding for this thing called life and how that works, and there's another level of encoding in that, and all the bits that are built out of Jeff's computer still make life and make the computer bigger. And
so what you said is that my argument for if, let's say I had an argument for evolution, is that my argument should be that can this computer that I'm in could occur naturally?
No.
just say it again.
Can this computer generated world that I live in occur naturally?
No,
That
I'm saying that
should be my argument.
all you know is Candace.
I get
it?
what you said. It makes yes, I always get it.
But
I
you
always
can
got that
analyze
part.
Candace.
I always
Yeah,
got
because-
that part. I was born and raised
I mean,
Christian.
Okay,
So
because
I
like
take
was
the
born
analogy.
Christian, so I understand what it
because
is.
I can give another analogy on that. Like, like Jeff, he created you inside there. You are bound by the coding inside there, so he makes you float around in mud, for instance. Doesn't mean Jeff has to float around in mud. He created you specifically to float around in mud. So that's the same as we're saying God doesn't have to abide by the rules that we have to abide by with nature. Nature has to abide by natural laws. It's a tendency for things to happen. God is above
We have to
those.
abide by the programming that he set.
Yeah, God is above those natural laws. That's why God, out of his own supernatural being, was the beginning. We, as natural beings, can only go to a certain point. We are bound
guess
by
when
the
you put it like that,
foundation
yeah, it
that
makes
we are
sense.
created.
That's even one understanding too, Flatzoid.
It's not enough for me to like go, oh my fuck, you know, I better go to church. But
Church has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Okay, but guys, I have to go sleep. It's 12. I've got to wake up in a few hours for work.
Can we clarify though, just because Paul has tried to? No, when I was talking about Jeff, I was talking specifically about Jeff Gashead.
Jeff,
I knew it.
I don't know who that is, but okay.
He's in
Jeff
chat.
is God.
He's in chat there.
He's in chat. God is in
Jonathan
chat.
gave the name Jeff. I didn't say the name Jeff, so you know.
I said the name, but I didn't know there was a Jeff in chat.
Yeah, I know, funny.
Okay, but thanks for the chat for the chat. I always enjoy these talks.
You got till next week to claim creator. Otherwise, that's it. You're out.
See, that's my problem. Stop that, but okay.
But yeah,
I'll leave it there.
but I appreciate you guys coming in, John.
What, Jonathan? Little challenge because you're a coder. Take the compliment, right? What I need you to do is go away next week and keep shaking an old ZX Spectrum that works on BASIC. Keep shaking it until it only responds to C++. And that's what you're claiming is happening.
I can't even. I don't even know what that is.
You don't know.
Thank you for the compliment.
You shake it a little bit and you hope that there's some kind of random probability that means the information that it's got already encoded into it will change to understand a completely different language.
In other words, I must take a blank hard drive and shake it until there's an operation.
Maybe that might work, but that either way, you've got as much probability with a blank hard drive or a mobile phone or a slice of cheese.
But is that it? But is that argument enough?
That's your argument
to explain away all the other evidence.
Yeah, no, that the point I'm trying to make in these ridiculous analogies is that is actually your argument for what evolution is. That's how laughable
that's
it
one
is.
angle to go with, which makes sense. It's a logical argument. It's argument to go with the whole creator and versus evolution thing. But yeah, it's a good angle. It's just not enough for me right now.
Yeah,
well, just work on it and maybe differentiate an understanding between natural and supernatural, as opposed to thinking it's ghosts. If you know what I mean. Yeah.
The question I ask myself, which I enjoy asking guys like you guys. Let's assume that space is real and the planets are real and Earth is a globe. What does that mean for the creator?
What do you mean? What does that mean for the creator?
what does that mean with like because this whole argument boils down to you know, like a
It depends
can I say?
it depends what way of the argument you're trying to look at it. If you're basing it on the heliocentric model that we came from nothing, then it's throwing away the creator. But if you look at it from the
Yes,
point
that's
that,
what it
but
boils
if
down
but if
to.
you're looking for another perspective, like
That's where I'm stuck.
God created the universe, then that's a whole different argument. But if you're going to say
That-
God created the universe, then you have to show us where in the text God created the universe. And when it comes to the text, God didn't create space. He didn't create the universe that way.
See,
Flatzoid,
that
just
is
like
exactly
I'm-
where I'm stuck.
Well, right, Jonathan. So, do I think it is beyond the remit of God to create the heliocentric universe, invent a fourth dimensional bending of space time, or a spooky action at a distance? No, God could
Dude,
do that.
dude, you need to
But-
dumb that down a lot.
But he gave me sensors to check those claims out, and those claims do not match my sensors. Okay, and that's the
That's
point.
where I'm stuck. My senses
Then
point
trust
towards
this
heliocentric.
God-given sensors, or go along with your instincts from a random occurrence. It's up to you, isn't it? But I know which I'd sooner choose.
Yeah, that's just the thing. I mean, which one do you then do you then choose? And that's where I'm stuck. I mean, if I was
Right,
born and raised
when
Christian,
you
right?
cross the road, what do you use?
Your eyes.
Your God-given sensors.
Yeah.
Mm.
No. Yeah.
Okay, guys, but I have to go sleep now. Unless you guys can still carry on with the
We can have
conversation.
we can have
You guys
talk
can
again
still
if you
carry on
want.
with the conversation. I'm just going to end the show, though. Is that fine?
I'm gonna bed me, son.
But yeah, it's awesome. I would love to have you on again, Jonathan, and we can actually have more of this
Yeah,
conversations.
yeah. We should. I mean, I've been trying to book a time with Michael for about how long, Michael?
Oh, it's been ages, mate. I in fact, I even forgot about it. It's been that long.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm sorry
But
for
yeah.
being such a hog, though, Michael.
No, you're all right. Probably did a better job than I would.
It's not a job. I've enjoyed this. This has been a civil bit of discourse, Jonathan. Thank you.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like insults like most of the discussions go that
I've not heard one, as far as I'm aware, and on all that chat.
Yeah, I try to be as decent. I'm trying to understand you guys' point of view. That's why I'm here. I'm here to challenge what I believe, what I know. So when I hear people get upset because I'm talking about the Bible being a man-made thing, then people get upset, and I don't understand that because they are insulting in my belief when they say.
Yeah, disconnect the two. Okay, so unlike the rest of the guys on the panel, I'm not a Bible believing Christian. I follow the words of Christ. Okay, that's my best hope.
And
to get
that
close.
means you're a Bible believing Christian. Then.
And no, I'm not. Okay, I know
You
the other
have to
guys
be.
are, and I think if you confuse these two issues, you can get confused. Yeah, and it allows you to ignore the bigger issue. Settle the bigger issue, and then go to the minutiae. Yeah, but you shouldn't allow that issue, Christianity, etc., whatever religion you're born into. Don't allow that to detail what undiscussed, that ontological primitive, the amount of information we've discussed there. Yeah, those points aren't mute if you were to disprove the Quran, or the Guru Granth Sahib, or even the Bible. Yeah, that those points don't stop being true for you to address. And then after you've realized there is a creator, then it's up to you to decide which path you're on to get closer to him. You know? I say him.
That's probably the best way you could have said it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I hope that makes sense, mate. Yeah, but don't. The point I'm trying.
Let's say, are you gonna go still?
Yeah. Don't confuse the issues.
Nope.
You know.
Yeah. Look, argue these are things they would like. I was a conspiracy theorist myself. I was born and raised. It's Christian, right? And I asked a whole bunch of questions, and there were a whole bunch of people who couldn't answer my questions. And when it came to flat Earth kind of like addressed the issues. So I stuck with it, right? Because they were answered. But now I put.
Okay, bye guys. Just want to say thank you for the show. I just muted them, so see you guys all tomorrow night. Tomorrow night it's a debate on McToons against Leslie Rojo about gas pressure. So hopefully I'll see you guys there.
God's handiwork, mate. That's what you're looking at.
Many blessings. Cheers, guys. Bye.